Kerblam.
Shablams.
Wowzers.
Blammo. Shablams.
button.
Oh, shit, I got a tweet.
Yeah, I was waiting for your tweet to retweet it.
Okay, well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I just want to point out how happy I am that it is cherry season again. Been waiting all year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. They do.
Only for Squee.
No, seriously, it's one of the few fruits left in the world that you can't get all year round. You can only get pretty much during the summertime. At least over here.
I don't like cherries, so I would not know.
Yeah, they're highly perishable. So I don't know the details. All I know is that during summer stores get them. They don't have them not during summer.
So do you just like hoover them down?
No.
Actually no, they take me a long time to eat. I kind of treat them like candy.
This isn't 3 Galaxies session 72.
Oh.
Stop the stream. Stop the stream.
Turn it up.
Oh,
Turn it up. Yeah, in the thing.
Oh,
Sometimes
fine. Then don't stop the stream.
Don't cross the streams.
All right, and now I have tweeted. This might be my favorite, one of my favorite tweets.
Let's see it. Do a refresh.
I'm back.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
By the way, thanks everybody for adjusting your schedule just for me.
No worries. We've done it for other people, so you are very welcome.
Criana's eyes narrow.
Yeah, but,
looks around.
Yeah, Criana's more important than I am.
Nah, you're all equally important. You're all my little RP babies.
Oh.
I'm what we call like a diva.
Really? I've never heard you
forgot the words.
Wow.
Yeah, I can really carry it out. Day early stream. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we stream early. I guess we didn't tell anyone about
we
that
should
until now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we dropped the ball on that one, didn't we?
This is a reward for the vigilant, I suppose.
But there will be no stream tomorrow, just so we're all clear.
There will be no stream tomorrow. Yeah.
It is today.
Yes.
So dapper. It's birthday food. Birthday food.
It is.
Best gift.
Now, is it dry clean only? Because in the world of rifts, that might be difficult.
Hey, can you like not? Can you just
Be
not?
you.
Yeah, like let us enjoy this.
I will.
Reality into it.
I will look into it, Criana.
Don't urinate on something precious just because you got the shittier gift of the two.
What?
That is. Wait. First of all, I don't think I got a gift. Secondly, what?
No, you gave the shittier gift. Mine was better though, clearly.
Oh no! I'm gonna. Oh, you guys! Let's step in.
Mom and
Let's
Dad
play the
arguing.
game.
No, I can even agree with that, honestly, because my
I was
something that he was owed anyway.
I was really waiting for like no.
Anywho,
You better not.
Later.
I'm gonna
Okay.
finish this.
am I muted?
No.
You're not muted. You're not muted.
Aw.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well,
okay.
great. Then no one heard this. This is good.
Oh.
Well, oh my god. Birthday sex.
What the fuck?
It's an old song.
It's a song.
Why did you start this stream with that?
Because I wanted to make it bad.
Well, hey, mission fucking accomplished.
This is
Banner.
why we can't have nice
It's a
things,
slow
Criana.
jam.
It's
Damn it.
it's a great song. It's better if you pronounce it birthday sex.
Okay. Anywho. Oh, we're streaming? We're good?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
We
let's
started right as Criana said that.
Oh, of course we did. Okay. So when we last left off, the party recently dispatched from the Rhapsody after a slightly shaky landing for Alan Bear, have accumulated around this small entrance to this, for lack of a better word, frozen impact site, perhaps, far, far to the north in the Arctic, in hopes of rescuing some spirits of light trapped within a strange, unearthly prison that has landed here on Earth. Soon after they departed from the Rhapsody, landing on the ground, they failed to initially notice two figures in the ice and snow walking towards them, all bundled up in furs and hides and wielding what appears to be a spear on the back of another individual, wearing snowshoes, far, far off in the distance. And they missed this for a few reasons. One, they were concentrating on the landing and not breaking through the ice and going down to the ocean below. Two, the glow of the sun on the snow is quite blinding, actually, initially. And third, and most importantly, is that... wait, no, there's only two reasons. No, well, it's a small target. They're very small specks. So you can see is two little dots there, very small specks into the in the darkness. Regardless, the party said they were going to wait until these figures got closer to approach them. Is that still the plan?
I do believe so.
I want to make sure Bear is on his feet and then circle around.
Oh yeah, he's up on the feet. He's on solid ground. He's all set now. He's good. He's good. And for the record, I will also draw, because you might need to know this. This area right here is where you heard the ice crack. The landing site.
So no one go there.
Got it. Yeah, Al would use this time. He'd say, okay, so story. We're explorers. Exploring. Simple enough, right?
And I'm pregnant.
Right. You're pregnant.
Because that's the only, disguise I have right now. But you can't really even see it. But hypothetically.
Al smiles and nods. Everyone okay with this? I mean, it's not even a lie. It's very much the truth.
Sure. Yeah, seems good.
Bear nods his head and says, although I am not hoping for danger, we must be careful of any beings that approach us. You were warned by this spirit that this is an area of great danger. They may be friends, but they may also be hostile.
And Al would look to Patrick. Now would be the time to cast any spells if you have anything I'm losing my I'm losing my words here, but anything
okay.
I'll just say out of character. Anything that would be helpful to have active, but you need time to cast.
Well, they're probably a mile away still. So they're not approaching for quite some time.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, he would say that, at the appropriate time. I'm actually looking at my spell list, too.
Patrick would look back and say, I could, but since there's only two and we're fully prepared for any sort of aggression, I think it might be an overkill. It's something that we might need to keep for a later, more apparent danger.
Al will nod. A fair point.
Okay. So, the figures get closer and closer, and as they do so, when they get to about the half-mile mark, you do see them stop for a moment, turn to each other. They pause for about 2 or 3 minutes before resuming their course towards your direction. The They seem to go slower at first, but then they maintain their previous rate of speed. Their snowshoes kicking up, giant pleats of dust behind them. You can see now that they appear to be humanoid. One head, 2 arms, 2 legs. They're completely wrapped up in what appears to be these very thick, dark brown hides. Well, on closer inspection, as they get closer and closer, the taller of the two, the one on the right, seems to be in these dark brown hides, but the one on the left seems to have a much lighter brown with wisps of white. And they also seem to be about approximately a foot shorter than the individual on the right. You can't see any facial features because even though, especially those of you who have enhanced vision, could look at their faces, they have these big black goggles on, tipped with fur as well on the outside. In addition, their mouths, their nose, every inch of their face are covered up, bundled up completely. Eventually, though, you can hear the crunching of snow as they get closer and closer. And the one on the left, the shorter one on the left, reaches carefully for the spear on their back. Although there might not be much to worry about this spear. It looks to be made of a simple wooden shaft, but on the tip of it is a simple stone spearhead. While the other one carefully takes out what appears to be a knife, also carved out of stone. They're not brandishing these weapons towards you, but they do have them readily at hand. At approximately 50 feet away, they stop completely, and the taller one, in a deep masculine voice with the small cracks of age to it, speaks out in a language that you do not understand. Okthuk es ekuna. Okthuk.
Anyone? I have no idea what he's saying. Anybody?
No one speaks this language. I don't
Hello.
No, that's anyway.
Ellie will wave.
think. The smaller of the figures raises up a hand and returns the wave. Isa?
Ellie's like looking around. Don't think we understand what you're saying.
The two figures pause, look to one another, and they speak in low tones to one another. The shorter one who spoke out, by the way, speaks in a clearly feminine voice, although her voice is deeper for a woman's, very similar to Alicia's tone of voice. Nothing super deep, but on the huskier tone, one might say. Regardless, they turned back towards you, and the one with the spear in her hand brandishes it up above her head, and she says, once again in a tone that you do not remember, Usaka ast east. And with that, she lowers her spear down onto the snow and lifts her hands from it in a demonstrative purpose. The taller male figure points to the spear and then points to you.
Ellie will wave her arms to show that she has no weapon on her. I don't got none. What about everyone else?
I'll sling my rifle but not drop it.
I'll unsheath both of my vibro swords and place them on the ground.
Okay. Bear does similar to his pistol and his vibro sabers, placing them down in the snow before him.
I guess I never really talked about what I brought. Al probably would have just brought his sets of knives. So he'll take out his black light blades and place them on the ground, but he can't take off his claws.
Patrick would put down his shotgun and yeah, I guess he would probably bring the chemical laser rifle. Would he bring anything else for weaponry?
See, isn't this a handy way of figuring out what you guys brought as weapons without?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
easy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
We
Easy.
wouldn't have even realized that's what you're doing. except you just told us.
I should point out.
I know, fucking humble and subtle, asshole.
I should point out that I didn't bring any projectile weapons, just those two
Okay.
fiber blades.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'll take your. I mean, obviously they can see what you have. All right.
And
So
if you did want to know, I brought both rifles. Just
Okay.
because I didn't say.
okay, so now you've slung both of them.
Yeah, they're over
your
the shoulders.
but they're not down on the ground. And
Right.
Al has claws on his terrain hopper armor, which he has not been able to remove.
Right, they are folded up though, so
Oh,
I
they're
don't know if
folded?
that-
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well,
they-
that is important. That is important.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So they're retracted back. Okay,
Mhm.
great, wonderful. So they pause for a moment. They look at, and you can see big tufts of air coming from their mouths as they speak. Also, since it is so cold, the heat radiating from your body armor turns into a very visible vapor. So in all of you, small wisps of white vapor kind of escapes from the tops of your heads and the vents underneath your arms and in your legs of your body armor. They pause for a moment, and the female of the two points at Lavin and says and repeats her earlier command.
Lavin will reluctantly drop the two rifles.
Okay. With that, both of them, the man with the stone knife in his hand places it on the ground. As they begin to step carefully towards you, and you can tell by their gestures, they also encourage you to approach them to meet in a middle ground. Oh, that also reminds me. I should turn these. Actually, no, wait. I won't show their tokens just yet because you don't see their full faces.
Ellie will walk on over.
Okay.
Yeah, Patrick would probably lower down the two-halved sphere that
Mhm.
still has his weapons in it
Okay.
and step off.
All right.
and Al will go with Ellie.
Okay. Bear also follows.
I'll
Tom
follow
Lavin.
too. Yeah. Tom.
I'll follow, but I'll be kind of in the back.
Okay. Great. All right. Good to know.
Step.
So as the two groups meet through crunching snow towards the center, they stop approximately 8 feet away from each other. When the gentleman, the taller man of the group, raises a hand in a gesture to stop, and he says in very, very broken American, safe, ritual, good, magic. And with that, he slowly, so you can see his hands, reaches into his coat and pulls out what appears to be a small bag made of what appears to be the skin of some animal. He opens it up and takes out what appears to be these small wispy bones to it. And he begins to spread out these small bones. They look like very light, thin bones, like the bones of perhaps of some bird. And he spreads them out as he hits the snow in front of you. And he spreads out the stones in what appears to be in a crescent-like shape before the accumulated group. He begins chanting a small chant. You can see the tips of his large, billowy mittens glow very briefly. And then the bones in the snow begin to glow very briefly, this soft silvery light. He hums for a moment. And once again, he speaks again with the woman to his side of in their own native language. They pause for a moment, and the man begins to incant another ritual. Once again, the bones themselves begin to glow, this time a very, very soft red light. It then fades away. And then he speaks. And this time he speaks. When he speaks, it's still in his native language, but you understand it. As he says, travelers.
Yes.
Yes.
In my culture, when we meet people of a different sort, there are 4 questions we ask in order to determine who, what they are, and if they can be trusted. This is especially important now, since we are on a task of great importance. Will you permit me to ask these 4 questions?
Okie dokie.
Of
Sure.
course.
Thank you. And he looks over to the woman to his side, and she says through her muffled face coverings, "Where are you from?"
Far to the south.
How far?
Quite far.
Can I maybe make a mathematics check to kind of determine how long it would take to travel normally from where
Do
we...
you have basic or advanced
I have
mathematics?
advanced.
You advanced? Then yeah, go
Mhm.
ahead.
Dang.
Okay. And all of a sudden my PDF decides to freeze. Okay, here we go. Bum. I succeed by 36.
Okay.
Nice.
So you want to convert the distance to hours to travel what, on foot, on the average, speed of a person walking? What do you want? What are you trying to convert here?
Yeah, since they're here on foot and I don't see any vehicles, I'm going to try and convert it into what I would think they would understand best, which would be walking.
5 months walking easily.
Then Al would say that at least 5 months travel from here on foot.
Then the man asks for the second question. How did you get here?
Easy, we flew.
In that, he asks as he points to the strange spherical object about 30 feet away behind you, Patrick's orb.
We have a bigger one.
Yeah, something much bigger.
The man carefully examines the bones set around you. He nods over to the woman, and she says, "What are your true names?"
Oh,
My
Ellie,
Oh, God.
Ellie's thinking.
Yeah, I just thought about that. I would say
man.
Jordan Castle.
Thomas.
Lavin.
Patrick.
Nora.
They nod, and the woman asks the final question, and she says, "And what are you?"
Human.
Human?
I am an elf.
It's really fucking with Alan. Mila.
Inadvertently.
Yeah.
Inadvertently.
First Ellie's hesitating, then Al's hesitating.
A man.
Patrick, Tom.
And Patrick is a little taken aback from the question. He'd probably try to answer human. I hope that's what you're looking for.
Human.
The man nods slowly. With that, he seems convinced, and he begins to slowly pick up the bones in the snow around that large crescent shape around you. And as he does so, the woman speaks, and she reveals the underside of her face, pulling down the furs, the scarf covering it, and removing her goggles. And you see what appears to be a woman of Native American ancestry with these almond-shaped eyes, this slightly darker toned skin, jet black hair, and she looks to be either in her very late teens or early 20s. She has straight hair underneath of her parka hood, and she says, as I get my notes, she says, "As you have answered our questions, we will answer them in kind. I am Bunique, which translates in our language as sweet daughter. And this is my uncle, Nilak, which translates to fresh water ice. We too are human, of the Inuit tribe. And we have traveled here on foot far from the west on a task of great personal importance." She looks at you all very carefully, and she says, "This is an area known to us to be a place of great bad magic. Why are you here?"
We're trying to save something from this bad magic.
She ponders for a moment, and she looks over to her uncle, who has finished picking up the last of the bones, and he says, "They do not look like the Rangers, but by their garb, they would be smarter to travel lighter on foot, although they do have the proper snowshoes. Besides, the Tundra Rangers do not roam this far east, and they've learned to respect our ancestral borders. So what, indeed, are you trying to protect, to rescue?"
It's like a little glowy.
There are a couple of beings of light which are trapped in stones, which are held here and in this cave.
"Beings of light," he repeats, slightly confused, slightly in awe, as he and Bunique, his niece, exchange a look. The woman turns to you and she says, "As long as you have no intention in using your weapons against us, you may retrieve them, for I will be doing the same."
Of course, we have no intention whatsoever. In fact, quite the opposite. You look very healthy, but I am a doctor if there is any medical aid you might need.
"We are not familiar with this term, doctor, nor this term of what you're supposed to be, an elf. We know through our rituals that you are not a demon, nor possessed by one, but we do not understand."
Medicine man,
Perhaps
shaman.
a healer. I am a healer.
"Medicine man, shaman. You are a shaman?"
I am unfamiliar with that word.
Nudges out. Laughs.
Nilak says, "I am a shaman. I work the magic of this land to protect and heal our village, and to fight against those who are evil spirits.
I suppose you could call me a shaman, though my focus is more on healing those that are injured.
And his focus also derives more on knowledge instead of magic.
Though I do know some little magic.
Yes.
Yes, I understand as such. There is great magic, although I was not sure if it emanated from you or that place, as he points a wavering finger towards that small, well, not small, but that hole tunneled into the ground that's now approximately 30 to 40 feet behind you. You might be in the wrong place, says Nilak. For this is a place, an infamous place of great tragedy, and something that attracts beings of otherworldly powers. You say a spirit sent you? A spirit of the sky, or a spirit of the ice? Was this a good spirit or a bad spirit? Do you have the wisdom to determine the difference?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Yeah.
Well, I believe so, but I'm not arrogant enough to know for sure.
I am.
Our-
It was definitely good.
It was a good spirit.
Al will just nod.
Patrick will look nervous for a bit and go, I have personally checked, similar to your ritual, to at least sense a being of evil, and I only sensed a positive energy.
You have a ritual similar to my own to sense the intentions and the supernatural essence of a being? Asks Nilak.
I have a way to briefly look at beings near me's aura.
He takes down his scarf and lifts open his goggles, squinting to you. You can see his face, slightly weathered, kind of a egg-shaped head, sweat-matted dark hair plastered on his brow. He does look a good 20 years older than his niece, Bunique, as he says, "Show me."
Patrick will try to cast his magic, though his gloves are not helping him at the moment.
No, roll me D100. Okay, you cast it. It doesn't. You don't fumble with it too long. It takes the standard amount of time. Now, what sense magic are you doing? The one that makes your nose big, or the one that is just normal?
It was actually just the sea aura.
Oh, see aura. Okay. The shaman, Nilak, closes his eyes a little bit after you complete it. He breathes in deeply. You hear him intone something low underneath his voice. And after a few minutes, he nods a little bit and he says, I will trust that your intentions are true. But as perplexing as this encounter is, and questions that fill my mind, it is delaying us from our task. Then the young woman, Bunique, turns to her uncle and she says, Uncle, do you think, and he pauses for a moment and he shakes his head and he says, no, this is a task for us and our tribe. And these individuals, although of strange invention and power, are not a part of that tribe. She pauses and looks down at the snow, and she says, but does not the Arctic wolf hunt in a pack, or does he only hunt with him and a kinsman?
Oh.
pauses for a moment. You may speak to them of our duty. And since you are the one marked for this, you will have the final decision. I am here only as a guide. It is up to you, my niece. She nods. Then she looks to each of you. For several passings of the moon, our village has been plagued by a great evil. A threat, a being of bad magic, a demon, an evil spirit has possessed that of a local animal. It has killed 3 of our hunters, and 6 months ago came in to the village, stole away with 2 of our young children, and slew my mother. We are on a blood hunt for this creature, and we have traveled a very, very long way outside of its normal season in the hope of finding it and striking at it when it hibernates. We believe through its tracks and through other grisly evidence that it has taken the guise of a giant bear. I have come with my uncle, our village shaman, to slay this beast, to avenge my fallen kin, and to free their spirits. For we believe those who are slain by such a demonic beast will not find the proper life and the proper afterlife of our God until it is slain. We believe that it resides. Oh, give me a moment. Just give me a moment, Patrick. I'm going to have her finish her sentence.
Absolutely.
We believe that it resides there, as she points a steady hand towards the hole in the tundra ice.
I retract the plus thing. It was a mid sentence question that she answered with the rest of it.
All right. And the gentleman, the shaman, Bunique, says, we have called this being Ningakpak, which means to go mad, the demon bear. And the very health of our tribe demands that we go and slay it. So, he pauses for a moment. You may have to explore elsewhere until we are finished, for this will require great combat strength and focus of my magic, and I cannot spare to be distracted by self-proclaimed explorers rummaging around the area. You understand?
Yes,
Just the
you
2
mentioned
of
that.
you?
The young woman kind of gives a small defiant flit of her chin, and she says, well, initially it was to be the 2 of us, and something I am confident that we can do, although I am very willing to die for this task. However, she looks at the weapons that perhaps you've reacquired or not at this point. She says, you must have traveled very far, and if you can fly, it means you might have other powers. My uncle has sensed great strength within you. If you were to do me this favor and join our pack, for lack of a better word, I would be grateful.
Sure.
You said that we did not respect your borders? Have we committed an offense there, even if minor?
No, our borders do not extend to this hostile frozen wastelands, says Bunique. I was speaking of others, those who wear suits of armor similar to yours, but they are differently created and of a uniform, white, with a small red leaf on the edges of their armor. They are known as the Tundra Rangers, and they protect much of this northern land. However, they are far, far to the west, and in order to come to this place, they would have to pass through our territory. And they do not do that unless they ask our permission, hence respecting our territory. But am I to assume you did not come from the west?
That is correct.
You came far from the south.
Correct.
5 months or more on foot, but you yourself said you flew on a strange device much larger than that, as he points over to it.
Yeah.
To the
Correct.
sphere.
It took a few days, I think. But we got here on one of those.
I see.
I would be more than willing to help you. In fact, we came here to help. I don't really see it matters if who, as long as there is help to be needed.
The young woman gives a pleased look over to her uncle, but he crosses his arms a little bit, and he says, my role in my daughter's blood hunt is to provide guidance and protection. And I would be not fulfilling either duty if I did not ask some follow-up questions. Have you hunted demons before?
We have killed
maybe.
at least one, I want to say two. I know we killed the demon in front of the dragon cave.
Yes.
Demon.
We've
The horn
hunted
demon.
one, and then I don't know if that creature with 4 arms was a demon. But to answer your question, we have actively hunted and defeated at least one.
Yes.
As you guys kind of talk amongst yourself, being like, "Was that a demon?" But all this stuff, like the younger woman, Bunique, looks to her uncle Nilak, kind of confused, but he has a much more stoic face on it. He says, "Have you battled wits with bad spirits?"
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, I know that's for sure. Yep.
In fact, these two, and Tom's going to point to both Al and Patrick, actually banished a spirit.
Banished, says Nilak, utterly surprised, and his stoic facade falls apart as he says, "My spell allows us to understand each other, but I must repeat the question. When you say banished, you mean expelled? Expelled from what it was
From a person.
possessed?
Yes.
From a person. From a man? Not
Yes.
from a beast, but from a man."
Yes.
Correct. It had taken over the man's mind and body.
And it had taken housing in the darkness behind their eyes.
When you say those words, Tom, he stares you in the face, and he looks over to his niece Bunique, and he says, "I may have been wrong for my initial skepticism. You're right, and we found some very creative wolves. But one final question. Do you have weapons like this?" he says, as he brandishes, not threatening towards you, but so you can inspect it, a simple stone knife.
Al would slowly, again non-threatening, draw one of his blacklight blades, which looks just like a normal knife right now, and he says, "I do not know if your weapon is of a magical nature, but this, if I expend my life force into it, becomes very powerful."
Not powerful enough for Ningak-Pok, the demon bear. It has an ancient spirit within it, which grants it powers beyond understanding. Your weapons, as he points over towards Lavin dismissively, his 2 rifles on his back, mean nothing. Energy means nothing. Even magic only can confuse it and delay it, perhaps. But to truly harm it, Dingak-Pok, thanks to the weakness granted to it by our god, can be harmed by the humble stone.
Do we
I
have any
see.
stone? Ellie is looking
don't.
around trying to think.
Yeah,
Please
Al
don't.
shakes his head. Is there a way for us to acquire such weapons?
My daughter has several spearheads she uses in case hers breaks, and I have an additional stone knife. However, far to the southeast there is a mountain range, and with the proper elbow grease, stone could be shipped away and shaped by myself, but this will take great time. We are close to our quarry, and I suggest that if you do not, we will lend you the stone spearheads and my stone knife. And for those of you who cannot use either, I suggest using any good magic you might have. You said 2 of you were able to banish the spirit?
Yes.
Then that is the most powerful weapon you could possibly have. But Ningak-Pok will not rest while you begin the ritual. He will fight with the fury of likes you have never seen. If your weapons cannot greatly harm it, at the very least, it could distract it. But be wary. You say you have hunted at least one demon before, but you have hunted nothing like this.
Inferno, got a question real
Yeah.
quick, because it's been a while since we've used the exorcism.
Uh-huh.
Did they have to be incapacitated for it to work?
No. You just decided to incapacitate them because that was going to be a hell of a lot easier.
Right.
Yeah, it is a hell of a lot easier if they are.
Because we have to be within 30 fucking feet of it.
Yeah.
So
I
would say. Oh no, go ahead. You first, Tom.
I would like to ask the shaman.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if it is harmed by fire?
Well, he said energy.
Well, no. Nilok says, not that I am aware, but we had not hunted it with flames before.
Okay. I'll see what I can do then. I have minor control over fire. Well,
I would
fairly
not
good
call that
control.
minor.
Yeah, I would not call that minor. Yeah.
I would not call making mega damage flames at will that could immolate city blocks. I have
Fine.
a minor
Fine.
ability.
He's humble. He's humble. Tom's humble.
He's a humble man. He is. Yeah.
I would say I have 2 questions for you, if you don't mind.
Of course.
First question would be, how far away are these mountains that you speak of?
At least 5 miles that way. Nilok says, pointing to the southeast.
Then my second question would be, could you delay for a few hours for us to go there and come back with the material?
Patrick stops it for a second. As quickly as we can get the materials, I think his main issue with time is crafting them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. It is hard frozen stone, and the proper rituals must be made to shape them and to chip them away. It will take quite some time, and we are here at the threshold. We have been traveling, says Bunique, the young woman, for 3 months straight. We abandoned our sled a month ago and took all that we could and hunt all the food that we could on our backs and hunted for the rest. My family cries out for revenge. I cannot wait days so close to Ningakpok.
Completely understandable. Then we will work with what we have.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you've got spearheads, so what do we do about shafts? Says Lavin.
Nilok and Bunique look to each other and they give a subtle shrug. I only have my one shaft. Unfortunately, wood of this strength is very rare. This was passed on from my grandmother to her mother.
Okay. Anybody got something I can fasten one of these things onto one of my rifles, like a bayonet? Just a rope or something will do. I don't think I have anything.
Patrick has a rope.
Gosh darn, do I have rope?
Yeah, you could attempt with standard rope. I guess it's kind of is it a nylon rope? I guess it is.
It is classified as a lightweight rope.
Yeah, so definitely made of nylon. Strong. Nylon rope. You could try to fashion something and fashion as a bayonet with one of the spearheads, and Bunique would give one to you, Lavin, to try to mess around with.
Sure.
All right, well, roll me a D100 because let's roll D100. Let's see how well you fasten this thing. Oh, well.
Hey, I know my bayonets.
Yeah, well, yeah. Not only do you know your bayonets, but being out in the wilderness, you probably know your knots as well. And thankfully, the way that the spearhead is shaped, it allows you to get a decent grip and tie off a very, very solid bayonet, which is very grateful because, a stab or two is one thing, but you needed something really secure to endure the rigors of a fight to the death. And this is solid. You could probably stab into something several times before it would come loose. So, you succeed considerably.
Beauty. Thanks, Patrick.
And you only need to use about 5 feet worth of rope, so the rest can go to Patrick.
Oh no, my rope cut.
Yeah, your rope will have to be cut, though.
Now it'll be a 95-foot rope.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yep, we knew there'd be sacrifices, but not this. All right. Anything else?
You have no idea how long this rope has been with me through the thick and thin.
Nope, I don't know the story of the rope.
I would say I'm skilled with using a knife such as that, but we may be busy doing other things. Would someone else like to use it?
Bear says, I do not know magic, and you do. I would be willing to combat the beast with that knife.
Al nods.
Okay, so Bear will take the stone knife. There's still 2 more spearheads if anyone wants them.
Ellie will grab a spearhead and
Sure.
examine it.
Sure. It is approximately 2 feet long and about half a foot wide. This long tapered spearhead made of what appears to be a solid gray stone, and it has been shaped and smoothed perfectly. The weight is heavy in your hands, but it is, with the exception of a few very small craters, it looks like it has been finely crafted. You could use it as an impromptu knife. You would have some penalties to strike, but nothing immense.
You said it's 2 feet long?
Yeah, 2 feet long. Yeah.
So
It's a-
can she hold like the narrower end and have the blunt, like just have like a blunt thing she can smash things?
Yeah. Because you have MDC gloves on, you can grip the sharp, narrow end without much of a problem. The grip is a little off. I will say this, mechanic-wise, you'll have a bit of a penalty to strike, and I think if you critically miss on a 1, typically there is no penalties for rolling a 1, but if you do roll a natural 1 in this case, it would just slip from your hands.
Cool.
But other than that, yeah, you could bludgeon something to fucking death with it.
Yeah, she'll take a few practice swings in the air and like give a
As you take a few swings, Bunique looks worriedly to her uncle and then to her other companions before she approaches Ellie, and she says, it is for stabbing, not for swinging."
Don't you worry, honey, I got it all taken care of.
And she nods a little bit. She's very, very confused. Her brow is furrowed. And as she stepped back, you hear, because you have such good hearing, underneath her breath say, "These strangers are very peculiar." To herself.
She
Okay.
gives a small shrug at that.
Okay.
And any sort of worry, I think Patrick would probably just step in because he's that kind of person, and would go to her and say, she has a different fighting technique. Though she might look small in stature, she has way more strength than I could possibly have.
"If you say so, I have no reason to doubt it," says Bunique, as she looks over towards your strange sphere. With the weapons doled out and settled, she slowly begins to approach I'm going to kind of move their icons over, even though we will be switching maps very soon. Come on, select. There we go. Anyway. She approaches the hole in this in the ice, carefully, as you can see her stepping surprisingly gingerly with her snowshoes on, towards this entrance. And this is a hole in the ground that appears to be about approximately 8 feet in diameter. So it's about 8 feet tall by about 8 feet wide. And it's not a smooth bored hole like it's made from a machine. There are clusters and fragments of ice caked around the edges. Looks like a lot of snow has fallen and been blown away. Jagged bits of frozen ice cling at the bottom. And she examines this for a moment. And Bear watches her carefully, as does her uncle, as she gives a small gasp and a grin in victory as she plucks something from one of these caked bits of frozen ice caked around the hole, and she holds it up triumphantly around, mostly towards her uncle, but everyone can see this small white tuft of white fur in her hands, and she says, "This is it, the hide of a great polar bear. I think Ningak Pok is here. We must go in." And with that, very boldly, she begins to enter the hole with her uncle running in tow. And give me 2 seconds as I close my window because now there is an alarm going off in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Stupid car.
Yay!
Can't you see we're playing Rifts?
It wants to
Come on.
play.
Play with us.
I was also thinking if no one else wants to use the spearhead, I could always use telekinesis to attack with it.
Hello.
Hi.
So, anyways, yes, the young woman and her uncle are entering this tunnel. What would you guys like to do?
I'll follow after.
Yeah,
Okay.
follow behind.
Okie dokie artichokes.
I take
Give
up
me
the
2
rear.
Okay, let me swing y'all over. Now, oh my goodness. Swing you all over. There we go. Now, you're going to see something that's mostly black, and this is a very big map, so you might have to zoom out a little bit. You should see the words, the frozen meteor,
Oh, there we
with
go.
a very small like section revealed with your icons on there. Is that right? Can you guys see that?
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right, so go ahead and zoom in on your icons there. Now, this dungeon crawl is going to have like a bunch of kind of sub areas that I'll be revealing, but a big bulk of it, like especially these hallways, they're nothing special. So I'll mostly be describing what you see and encounter. So, but like I said, there'll be plenty of other sub areas. Now, give me just one moment. If you guys want to discuss anything amongst yourselves for a moment or two, because I just want to resize your icons properly and also bring in your two new, the shaman and his niece, Nilak and Bunik.
I'm gonna quick grab some water.
Whoops,
Okay.
damn it.
All right, Inferno. Just for convenience sake and not freaking pulling everything from everything else,
Mm-hmm.
would it be okay for Patrick to get the? I'm not even sure what to call it. I think it was like a vacuum. From the one that we got from what's his face, Zoot.
The vacuum.
Yeah, it was the last item on the list. Where I had to get him like a Coke or something like that.
Yeah. Sure. Although
I would like to
think
use
your
my.
character would have had it.
That's the thing. I was going to use my pack to do that.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Sure. Now that'll take some time, so you won't be able to chase in after these guys right away, because obviously you gotta disappear in the golden place, retrieve and come back. But yeah, okay. And while you're in there, last chance. Is there anything else you want to grab? Because I don't want a retroactive. You grab something the moment you need it, right?
Right. Let's see.
So take a
Anything else
moment,
that I
think
want?
carefully while people are using the washroom and grabbing a
Okay.
drink.
Because I did bring like the ammunition for my shotgun. Definitely.
Uh-huh.
It'd be very silly if I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would have the grenades too. I've assumed
Great.
I've grenades on my
Sure.
flakjack, whatever this whole game,
Works for me.
just so we're not saying I'm retconning shit.
Yeah. No worries. I appreciate it. I'm pretty flexible. The one thing I just hate is like, oh yeah, that one thing I definitely brought, even though I've never used
Haven't
it
used
for
it
half
for
the
like a year.
campaign. Exactly. I haven't used it for a year. I've never carried it on me for a year. But yeah, I totally brought it this time because I need it just this very second.
Mhm.
I hate that shit. Or even retroactively buying it. Although that hasn't happened in like forever.
Yeah.
It's only actually ever happened once. And that's only I made my rule.
Lockpick set.
I know. That's fine. Hey, it was all part of
I think
learning.
I remember that one.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I was like, what? I need tools
I'm back.
for this?
Oh
Can
no.
I just use my fingers?
Oh, you could use your fingers, but it's not going to be very good. All right, welcome back. So, Patrick is quickly whisks away to the golden place. We'll say it takes him maybe about 3 minutes or so to go away and come back. So he'll disappear and whatnot. But since you all entered now, sorry, what are the dimensions? Actually, no. Your power armor, Al, shouldn't be a problem. Because, like I said, it's 8 feet tall and 8 feet wide. You can crouch down in the power armor, right?
Oh, it's 7
And-
feet.
And
So
oh yeah, well then never mind. The only thing that won't be able to get in, no problem, is probably Patrick's sphere. Because it's bigger than 8 feet in diameter, right? Isn't it like 10 feet?
It's probably 10 feet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm supposed to give you the stats. Yeah, it's 10 feet in diameter.
Yeah. I still haven't gotten it, but
Oh,
almost
yeah.
positive it's 10
Oh,
feet.
my God. Inferno. You fucking noob.
No, he would
I'll just
always
make it
have
worth your
his-
while when you do get it. I'll add in some features. Just because it's only fair.
I just in case he doesn't have it, definitely want to note that he has the magic amulet Ed,
Okay.
and
Oh, yeah,
definitely
but
want to
you've carried
change it
that
to
on you forever.
supernatural.
I figure that's
Yeah.
default for your character. So.
I want
Okay.
that on supernatural easy.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's real good.
Absolutely.
Supernatural evil. Okie dokie, artichokes.
As far as what I have, I literally just have my body armor, my 2 vibro swords, and my ISP necklace. Reason why I didn't bring the fire sword or anything else special like that was because I figured I was going to be using fire for my ranged attacks, so I wanted to conserve my ISP.
Okay. So, now, obviously, since you agreed to assist, Bunique and Nilak are not going to just race ahead of you like a bunch of dum-dums. They will wait for you to catch up inside the cavern. And what I'd like for you guys to do is kind of give me just a very general, everyone can move their own tokens there. Just give me a general kind of marching order like you want. Because, like I said, we'll just assume you guys are going to be exploring in this kind of pattern until you encounter something.
So what, did we come in from the top?
Yeah, you're in. Yeah, you're coming in from the top. Oh yeah, so sorry. So you're going this direction.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking, Piph, are we on the same lines or the line of thinking that you and I are going to be trying exorcism spells when we find this thing?
It would be nice to do. I think the main generalized problem would be we definitely can't do the ritual thing.
Right.
You know what? Yeah, I should probably make sure that I note this. Hey, that thing that actually prevents people from being taken over, I want to bring that circlet. That's pretty neat.
Okay. Yes. All right. Great.
Because my thoughts were maybe we should hang in the back. And now that I think about it anyway, you and I are mostly, no matter what we do, we're probably going to be relying on spells. So hanging in the back would be a good idea for us.
Yes,
Fine,
I
I'll
think
be
we
in the
should
back.
hang in the back. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think I've... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. As long as it's not during combat or just in the midst of combat, I will be lenient. Anyways, enough of that. All right. So each of you, from person to person, eventually enters through this giant hole, ice-caked hole, down into the ice. And your first initial impressions are complete darkness with what appears to be a soft blue glow far in the distance at the end of this tunnel. It appears that this tunnel has been made. It's made of pure ice, pure carved ice all around you that you can feel around. But it is pitch black unless you use some sort of light source. You can, the temperature has not warmed 1 degree since you've entered this ice tunnel, and it appears to extend at least 100 feet in front of you, perhaps more. After a few minutes, there would be a small incantation coming from Nilak, who soon the tip of his niece's spear begins to glow this soft white glow, illuminating the area. So that is used as a primary light source. Well, obviously, if your characters have light sources they want to use too, they can also activate it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ellie's not going down there unless someone activates the light source right away.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I am on fire. There you go. Light source.
That works.
When Tom lights himself a fire, Nilak and Bunik both give a start, and the understanding spell has kind of tapered off. So now they speak to themselves in their own native tongue, to each other, confused, initially confused, and they kind of back away a little bit before they grit with resolve and continue down the tunnel. Your party continues down. It's wide enough to go 2 by 2 if absolutely necessary, down this long, narrow, relatively narrow tunnel of ice. I would like all of you to roll me a D100, please. Okay.
Just since we have a bit of downtime, I would like to note this. Patrick would like to cast a spell.
Okay.
And on himself, it will be climb.
Okie doke. Good stuff. All right. Make sure to use the PPE.
Absolutely.
Ellie and Patrick. Both of you have understanding of the wilderness, and you can surmise that this probably was made by some large tunneling creature. Just the way the walls are shaped and not perfectly. It definitely wasn't made by any sort of human hands at all, and it doesn't seem like it was any sort of natural formation or made by any sort of gaseous vapor. It probably would appear to be some large tunneling creature made this entranceway. Regardless, at exactly 150 feet, or not exactly like you've been measuring, at approximately 150 feet, the tunnel opens up. And when it opens up, it is considerable. Before you, okay, I'm just wondering how to first describe this. As you crunch your feet on the solid ice of the tunnel, it soon makes its way to what appears to be rock. Dark blue rock. No snow has fallen upon it except for small flakes here and there. It appears to be of a very light blue color, and it is clearly some sort of rock. It is extremely bumpy and pockmarked, and actually, interestingly enough, out of all the people, Ellie, back when you guys went to space and you prepared several skills before you did that, you picked mining. And your mining skill, especially for space, has to do with mining asteroids. And this definitely is like walking on an asteroid. This doesn't seem like something from a natural mountain formation or underground cave. It's like you're walking on the surface of an asteroid. Now, as you raise your eyes from your feet, you are encased in what appears to be a very bizarre landscape. From this rocky asteroid surface springs these strange columns. Some of them seem to be stone spikes that come out of the ground like thick quills of a porcupine. But some of them appear to be these massive crystal columns, at least 20 feet high and 10 feet thick. And they themselves have this strange cyan to dark blue glow that emanates naturally from within. There are at least a dozen of these crystal structures that have poked out of this asteroid like it's pushed itself through the rock. And it's encasing this entire chamber before you. in ice. In a blue glow. As you look around, this chamber is at least 4, perhaps 500 feet wide and just as much lengthwise. And several columns. Oh, sorry, I'm just revealing more areas. Several columns create almost like these natural pathways. I'm going to reveal a portion of a map on the top left-hand corner to kind of give you an idea of it. You don't have to move your tokens up there just yet. Anyway, but you kind of get an idea of the stone that's jutting from the surface of this asteroid. For a few moments, both Nilak and Bunique look around with wonder before Bunique kind of gets a resolved look on her face, and she begins searching the ground again for any sign of the prey that she is hunting. Is there anything you guys would like to do, or any questions for me as she's searching?
Guess we can't really question them since their thing went down. I guess not.
Okay.
At the moment.
Sorry, I missed something in the description. I think. What's this big square thing?
On the top left-hand corner.
No, like
This the big square. That's the chamber. Oh, that comes later. Ignore that square right now.
Oh, okay. There is no square.
What that is that's gonna be. We're gonna be zooming into an area, and that's connected to a subdivided map.
Oh, I see. That shows what the zoomed in area is in relation to
Yes.
everything else.
I'm just not revealing it yet because spoilers, y'all.
Okay.
Got it. I have no questions at the moment.
Sorry, I forgot. I thought I put that square in GM's layer. If you see similar squares, just ignore them. It just means there's a subset that I'm going to be moving your tokens to a larger map.
That's a neat idea.
Yeah, thank you. All right, no questions. So after a few minutes, plumes of white vapor escape Bunique's mouth, and she gives a sign of frustration. As she looks to all of you, and she says in her native language a word that you don't understand, by the look on her face and the resigned nature and her hand gestures, it appears that she has lost the trail. She points to each of you and gives a gesture of all the individuals spreading out, and she puts her eyes to the ground, implying that everyone breaks up to search.
I have tracking.
Excellent. So do you guys want to split up and kind of search this large cavernous area? Or do you want to stay in small groups and just have one person or two people with tracking lead?
I'm kind of the opinion, I kind of like this idea, since this is her task that I'm just going to follow her directions, and I'll split up and look for stuff.
Yeah.
I think small groups of 3, small groups. I guess that's a divide of half.
Yeah.
But since Bear
2
seems
groups
to
of
probably have tracking,
Oh yeah.
so does
I also have
Lavin.
track animals.
Oh, which is very applicable.
I have disabled demolitions.
Not applicable.
Not
No,
applicable.
so yes.
So
Maybe
can
someone
have
that has
3
tracking would be
The
nice.
bear might blow up. You never know.
So we can have 3 groups if.
Yeah, I got nothing that will help us here. I'll be honest.
How about we go Patrick, Lavin, Al, myself, and Bear Mila?
I think Patrick and Al should be in different groups because we both have exorcism.
That's what I just said.
He said Patrick Lavin.
Here,
Sorry.
Everyone can move everyone's
Yeah,
tokens. Why don't you just move them to groups that you think?
Sure.
I'm thinking something like this.
You gonna be on my team?
Yeah.
In groups of 2.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, Bear, can you be controlled by all players?
I can
Yes, you
control
can.
Bear.
Good.
So
I
the two of
can
us are going to be a
control
group,
Bear.
Squee.
Okay, so wait, what we got? Okay, that's your groups. Okay, don't.
Yeah.
Okay, you're exploring. You're exploring. It's fine. We'll just leave your tokens there. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You don't see anything until I describe it. So right now you're just walking out into the void.
Sure.
Now I would like each of you to roll me your tracking skill if you have it, but you do have to make it harder by 10 since this is a, for lack of a better word, alien environment and the tracks are old. Now, if you think you have anything, any tools or any knowledge that you think might give yourself a bonus or something like that, I'm all ears.
I do have a multi-optic helmet,
Mm-hmm.
so I can see in ultraviolet, infrared, and night vision. Would any of those be applicable?
Yeah, if you cycle through the infrared and the ultraviolet, we'll make that penalty a -5 instead of a -10.
My eye has microscopic, so I'd be able to see something like hair.
Ooh, that removes the penalty completely.
Okay.
I don't even have a rock.
Okay.
You don't have a rock?
All right, go ahead and roll it then.
All
roll
right.
it, everybody.
Fail by a lot.
By 35.
I got 15 out of 70%. That is including the -5.
Okay. And we're waiting on Bear, aren't we?
Yeah, it's gonna be like, I got nothing.
What are you doing, Bear?
Bear only gets a -5 because he succeeds, but only barely.
Barely.
Pun unintentional. So we're gonna say ding, 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 winner to Tom. Winner, chicken dinner. Okay. So you all spread out, weaving through these strange stone quills and columns and giant pillars of glowing crystal, illuminating. You hear very little other than sometimes low tones of the individual groups talking amongst themselves. And it bounces off. The voices do bounce off the stone and crystal columns similar to a cave. By the way, if you looked up and around, it appears this giant dome of ice encapsulates you completely, dividing you from the outside world. You do not see the sky anymore. When you look up, you just see a frozen ceiling of white ice.
Damn.
You, but Tom is the first he sees a tuft of hair in your ultraviolet light spectrum that the hair kind of pops out a little bit. Then you see what appears to be 3 large tracks made by what appears to be the paws of a bear. But Tom, this is easily 3 times the size of an average bear from where you are. This thing is pretty fucking massive.
Oh, good.
What
Oh.
makes things worse is that as you continue the trail a little bit, you also see splats of what appears to be blood intermixed with the paw prints. And they are going in this direction.
All right.
So, now I reveal the map. Now I reveal the rest of it. And so, Tom, your initial scouting has helped you determine that the tracks have led to this area, the area in which the black square is now in. Now, don't worry, you're not there alone. It's just initial scout following the tracks. It's not just going to be you and who is with you, Patrick? No.
Al.
Tom? Al? You and Al alone at this very moment. But you're able to see what appears to be a very smaller subset, almost like imagine a protuberance that has grown on the top of this asteroid, a rocky protuberance, and something has carved some sort of cave out of this protuberance. You managed to spot that quickly before following the tracks any further.
Mhm.
So, like, you would be like around this area, and
Yeah.
this is where I stop and let you do whatever the fuck you want.
Well,
You
I'm
and
gonna
Al, of
stop,
course.
and I'm gonna tell the rest of them, "Hey, I found something. It's right
Now, how
here."
do you tell the rest of them?
Oh, good point. We
Because the
have
rest of them have been
radios.
now spread out, maybe about 50 feet, 11 feet. Okay, you turn on your radio and just get static. Something's interfering with it.
Okay. I'm going to tell Al to go and get the other guys. And I'm gonna stand here on fire.
Why don't we go together to get the other guys instead of leaving you alone?
Okay, then I'm going to take out one of my vibro swords and try and plunge it into the earth to make sure I know this is where the track was.
You hear a chink noise as the vibroblade deflects off the very, very, very hard stone ground.
All right, I will go get the others. Just be careful.
I'm not gonna move a muscle unless something starts to charge me. And then I'm going to run.
Right. Al will quickly go back to try and get the others.
Okay. Roll me D100.
Alrighty.
Okay. You retrace your steps relatively well, since unfortunately many of these stone quills that have erupted from the asteroid surface becomes somewhat maze-like, but you're able to retrace your steps easily enough. And after a period of about 7 minutes, you're able to reconvene with both Nilak and Bunique, as well as Lavin, Patrick, Ellie, and Bear.
Al would find them all and he would say, Tom's found something, a path, and some kind of trap, I think. He wanted me to get all of you.
Well, says, oh, wait. Bunique doesn't understand a goddamn word you say, but she's willing to follow along with the group.
So Al would lead everyone back.
Cool.
Okay. Does everyone's fine with that? I can just move on with everyone reconvening with Tom? Okay. Now we will move everybody over.
Wait.
Yes.
Lavin would say, why don't you just use the radio?
Oh.
Al would say, something's blocking it.
Okay, just wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Well, that's excellent, actually. Okay, give me a moment as I resize these things. I know Ellie has exceptional hearing. Does anyone else have any sort of hearing enhancements?
I have pointy ears, but no, I don't
Okay.
think so.
I just want to make sure. And everyone's resizing here quite well. Where's Tom? We're going to put you in the forefront for now. Once again, everyone can move their icons. I'm just clamoring you there. Ellie, as you approach, follow Al to where Tom is. Approximately where you are now, you pick up something beyond just the steps of your companion's feet. You hear what sounds to be these very deep, steady breaths, undercut by a growling snore almost. And it's coming. Give me a moment as I make sure we're on the right level. Yeah. It's coming from this direction that I'm pinging on the map.
Ellie will shush everyone. Go shush, 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 shush. You hear something?
No.
Now listen carefully. I swear I hear something. Anybody? No? No, just me? Am I crazy?
Sorry, your ears are much better than ours, Ellie.
Right. Well, it sounds like there's something up ahead, and it's breathing very deeply and growling.
Like a bear?
Might be asleep. I don't know. Yeah, maybe? Yeah, let's go check it out. But be quiet. Be careful. Hey, you too. She points at the
Inuit.
Inuit people. Keep it quiet. She's like talking normally.
Yeah.
Patrick will try to. He doesn't. I don't like doing this, but Patrick is probably going to go and point in the direction Mila seems to be gesturing to, and he's going to point at his ear, and then he's going to make like kind of claw hands and kind of growl a little bit.
They both understand your gesture, and the shaman Nilok raises his hand and once again reaches for his pouch, takes out the small light bones, sprinkles them this time in a circle around the accumulated group, says an incantation, and once again speaks to you, and you understand. Am I to understand that you sense, and he says with a anticipated whisper, Ningakpok.
She hears murmured growls, was it?
Heavy breathing.
Yeah, heavy breathing and little growls. Very soft, though, very faint.
Bunique kind of grits her teeth in anticipation, and you can see her mittened hands grip the shaft of her spear even tighter. And she says, then he's almost here. We need not go in blindly like a mad animal, but hunt like a pack of Arctic wolves. We should plan how to strike, and if it is slumbering or caught unaware, all the better. You have hunted demons before. I have not. I am willing to hear suggestions to help me finish my blood hunt.
Patrick looks to Al and says, our combat with the demon was probably something that cannot be reenacted. Our plan fell through, and we need to fight on our feet.
I certainly don't want to try and reenact that.
Nilok speaks up and he says, I, my niece, see two options. Either those of light of foot, we shed our snowshoes and we creep in and strike the beast when it is unaware, perhaps giving it a deathly blow. However, the other option is the opposite. We should not go in to an unknown cavernous lair. We know how fierce animals fight when there is no place for them to escape. This would be even more so with Ningakpok. If we were to flush it out, lead it into an ambush, then at least we would have as great an advantage as we could get. There is one final suggestion. Ningakpok is a cruel demonic beast, and if one of us were to feint being injured to lure it away, then an ambush could also be arranged outside of its lair. He looks towards you with surprise. You are eager to risk your life as such.
Yeah, I think we can do it. That sounds like a good idea.
And Bunique says, if you are certain, then thank you. Although you will have to shed a small portion of blood to attract Ningakpok. The
Do you need
mad.
help with that?
Tis but a prick. Yeah, sure. I can shed some blood. What do you
Okay.
mean? Like, cut my hand?
Not
sort of
perhaps your hand, says. Actually, wait. I have to use the bear voice. I do not suggest your hand, says Bear. You may need it to combat, and it has many nerves in it. I suggest perhaps the back of your ear, your neck, or a thigh.
Okay. How much blood are we talking about here?
The shaman, Nilak says, not very much at all. His senses are very keen. Perhaps, and he shows a small area that's perhaps a centimeter or a quarter of an inch wide. A small cut that much.
No,
And
it's no
then
problem.
making some noise, that would be enough, I think, to rouse it from its slumber and have it chase you.
Okay. Well, you guys figure out what you want to do, and when you're ready, I'll go stand in front of that cave, and I'm just gonna cut my arm, like above the elbow, and do some moaning, and it's all up to you guys to save my bacon. Sound good? Am I jumping out of line
Yes.
here?
Yeah,
No.
seems
Sounds
good.
great.
Well,
Don't screw it up. Just saying.
obviously, Nilak and Bunik do have suggestions, but I'll let the players, have you can use anywhere in this area or beyond the area if you want to set up your ambush. Let me know what ideas you might have. If not, then the NPCs will pitch something.
Now, what looks climbable?
It all looks climbable. All of it, every single one. The one that looks most climbable and easiest to climb is definitely this, like I said, this rocky protuberance. You don't even need to roll a skill check for that. You can just climb that rocky surface, no problem. But the rest of these clumps, they're in varying shapes and sizes. You could hop nimbly. It'd be a combination of your physical strength, which is considerable, and to propel you on your climbing skill. But like the tallest of these go up about 15 feet high, but they range anywhere between 2 feet off the ground to 15 feet off the ground. So like if you can see it on this map, you can freaking get to it.
Okay, yeah.
Especially for one as agile as you.
I
For
was gonna
others,
say-
it might be trickier, but you're very good at this.
I think I want to be up here.
Oh, and Patrick is also very good at this too because he has the climb spell, which is still active.
Yeah.
How hard would it be for me to be up here?
Well, do you have the climbing skill?
Yes.
Do you have any tools that you want to use to help you climb? Like, what do they call those? Pitons, rope, that sort of thing? Anyways, it would be okay. Well, you know what? Let me answer your question easier. That thing would just be your climbing check. Period.
Okay.
No penalties. It is there are natural handholds everywhere on that.
Okay. I would like to try and climb up there.
Right now?
When we set everything off.
Well, okay,
and
okay,
when we
cool.
get into position.
Okay, cool. All right, good. I just want to make sure on that part.
Your
Okay, so that's your
buttons
plan.
off.
So Mila and Tom want to climb this, for lack of a better word, cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have questions here.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I
I'm-
have answers hopefully.
regardless of where I'm gonna be cut,
Uh-huh.
cut myself. If we want to
Uh-huh.
be angsty,
Uh-huh.
do I gotta take my armor off? And then how long till I
you can
freeze
take
to death?
a component of your See, you can take a component of your armor off. Body
Right,
armor
okay.
is. Mhm.
So I take my arm off. Okay, how
Uh-huh.
long till I freeze to death?
You don't know for sure, but it won't be instantaneously. It won't be within the next minute or two.
Okay.
Um,
great.
No, well, you don't know. You've never had to suffer frostbite before, right?
See, here's the thing. While you're
Well, wait,
taking
you
off
do
your
have a
armor,
wilderness. Wait, do you have a wilderness? You have wilderness skill, right?
I have
Wilderness survival.
survival. Yes, wilderness.
Oh
survival.
well, okay, never mind. You do know. Current. Okay, since you're underground, that helps. If you took off your armor and just had your exposed arm out there, your fingers would begin to suffer frostbite probably between 5 and 10 minutes. The
I
first
also-
stages of frostbite.
Okay.
I also want to point out that I'm literally on fire.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be literally standing next to you.
Give me a hug,
Well, I
Tom.
mean, I could stand near you while you're doing the whole bloodletting thing.
Well, I'm assuming I'm gonna have to like
Get
lay down
away.
on the ground with my arm, exposed
Oh,
from the armor,
that's
right?
what's going
kind
on.
of thing.
Okay.
Because I mean, I guess I could like bleed myself a little bit, then put my armor my arm piece back on, and then lay down. And
but
go,
you know that's a completely contained, sealed environment, so no scent will go out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, what I'm saying is, if I cut myself and let it bleed out on the ground, and then put my arm back on, and then lay down and moan, but I don't know if I'm gonna have that much time or how that's.
Yeah,
gonna
you
work.
don't know.
Yeah.
That's something funny about. Okay. Anyways, Tom and Mila are going to climb the cave. What about Patrick and Al? Of course, you can also do suggestions of where you would like Bear and the Inuit to go. If not, they will plan their own ambush. You don't have to worry about that. But they're open to your suggestions too.
I've been thinking about it. I'm kind of at a loss at the moment. I'm trying to think. Gosh, I haven't looked at exorcism in a long time. I'm trying to think if it's best to just kind of sit back and try and cast it over and over, or disable it first.
Well, what do you think is the best position for you to be in? Because
Yeah,
there's no
well-
point planning out the combat until it actually happens, right? But it's more about positioning.
For all we
Well,
know, it's not even gonna
But
come out.
that was my point. Is that would help determine my position. But you know what? It's fine.
For all we know, it's not even the bear.
It's
I-
true.
doing all
It's
this.
true.
Yeah, yeah.
I will stick with. You know what? Al will stick with the Inuits wherever they tend to go, because as of the moment, he has not seen that they have the same kind of protection everyone else does. He
Okay.
assumes they might have something, but he doesn't know that for sure.
Okay. All right. Patrick?
I definitely know that after Lavin cuts himself and has a arm exposed, that he would definitely cast Armor of Ithan on him.
Okay. So Lavin is planning on being he's not going there right now. I'm just moving his token to demonstrate. He's probably planning to be what? Probably around here, Lavin, to do
Sounds
his
about
thing.
right. I was
So,
thinking more
like,
like here, because then they
Okay.
could maybe jump down off the
Okay.
cave, or who knows.
so that's what you're planning to do. Bear plans on being here, so he can kind of ambush him from that direction. There is a crack in between these two rocks here, so he's gonna try to attack through there. The Inuit are let me just think here real quick. They know that Ellie and Tom are going to be up there, so they have this attack all right. So actually what the Inuit will do is that he will be here and she will place herself right there. That's where their positioning is going to be. So they haven't moved there yet, but they're going to explain that's what where they're going to go. Okay.
Okay.
So Al, you can place yourself wherever you think might be best in that direction. But Patrick, if you want to cast a spell and get like within eye contact and distance, I know here might be good. Here might be good. Fucking on top of here might be good. Here might be good. I'm just giving you some options here, dude.
Okay.
Because you got distance cover, no problem from Lavin. It's mostly just line of sight, right?
Okay. I'm gonna have to relook at this, but I think I might actually need to touch him to do this spell.
Oh, then there you go.
That's gonna be interesting. So I guess he will be at actually this position where he is right now is perfectly fine for him. I do want to note that he's going to load his shotgun with 2 spoops.
Okay. Okay, spookifiers. Okay. So now we will so is everyone happy with this positioning?
Yes. And
Yeah.
Al will ask her for her last spearhead.
Okay, she'll hand it to you.
Thank you.
And with that, now it's just getting you guys to this position. Now, are you going to do as Ellie suggested and try to go as quiet as possible to there? Are you going to try and get into position before Lavin is himself at bait, or as Lavin is making himself bait?
I want to go before.
Okay.
Before.
Yeah. Same
All right,
here.
great.
And I'll try
So
and be quiet.
let's do the trickier part first, which is the climb checks for the 2 people going up on top of the cave.
Okay.
So go ahead, go climb. No penalties. Let me know how much you succeed or fail by, and this will also help with how carefully you climb. So how
I
quiet.
climb
Oh my
so
God.
Oh
fucking
my
good.
God.
Okay. I got a
Okay,
33 out of 98.
Yeah,
I
which
got
is
a 3 out
excellent.
of 98.
So Tom,
Jesus.
you're able to get you get in from this side. You start climbing from this end here.
Mhm.
And Mila's behind you. Sorry, Ellie's behind you. So you think, she's going to follow you, right? And you're very careful with your handholds. And you're wearing, body armor, right? It's kind of bulky, but not a single scrape, not a single thunk, not a single bit of ice or stone flecks off. And you get to the top nice and quiet.
Mhm.
And you were surprised to find Ellie already on top of there. She must have come in from the other angle, and you didn't hear a fucking sound. And you were maybe 10 feet away from her at the time?
She smiles and waves.
Okay. The rest of you, Al, I want you, Patrick, you won't really need to. Al's getting kind of close to the area. Why don't you go ahead and roll me, whatever you might want, probably prowl to move quietly to that position.
Sure.
Now you do have your armor. Will probably give you a prowl penalty of, I believe, probably like -10. Right? What kind of armor do you have on?
I have the power armor.
Oh
The,
God,
terrain
yes.
hopper,
Oh my
yeah.
God, yeah. That's actually more like a -50.
Minus 50 or 15?
15, 1-5.
Oh, okay. Oh, upset. Okay, give me 1 second.
As Squee has a
Minus
brief heart
100.
attack.
he would be like, no, I'm staying exactly where I was at the start. I'm not moving.
I'm not leaving. You can't make me.
I succeed by 36.
Excellent. You oh yeah. Also, can we just say you guys take off your snowshoes?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because you won't need them in combat. It's rocky ground, and it will make it a lot easier to move. We'll say they're accumulated like in this area before you go, because both Nilak and Bunik also have taken off their snowshoes. I've just figured we'd get to that point. Anyway, all right, everyone gets in position, as does Nilak, Bunik, and Bear. Bear has the stone knife brandished, ready and waiting. And before Bunik gives a nod to Lavin to become prey, she brings the spear in front of. She lays the spear down in front of her, and she cups her hands over top the bottom of the shaft and gently runs, almost like in a patting motion. She's like patting the air above it with both cupped hands up to the steer point. And Al and Ellie, because you have great hearing, but Al's right next to her, you can hear her give this soft chant underneath her voice as she does this gesture towards the weapon. And then she begins to glow a little bit. But the source of that might be her uncle, the shaman, who himself is giving an incantation, and he's gesturing his hands high towards the ice cavernous ceiling as he tries a low incantation. He can't whisper because he's casting a spell, but he's not shouting it either. In a simple tone of voice, an incantation. You don't recognize the spell completely, but it seems to have some sort of, you know magic well enough that it seems to have some sort of protective similarities to Armor of Ithyn, although the glow on her is this deep purple rather than a yellow or blue that you normally see Armor of Ithyn in. And the transparency is definitely different as well. It's less opaque than Armor of Ithyn. But regardless, after her small ritual and the incantation of Nilak, she picks up her spear, and with a steely gaze and a look of resolution, she looks to Lavin and gives him a single curt nod.
All right. I looked over the range of it. It says self or other. Usually, most times it says self or by touch.
Yeah.
But this one just says other.
I'll make a standard range similar to exorcism of 30 feet.
Okay.
Because Nilak just did it, so I'm going to have something, because it's not specified in the spell description, and you're right, normally it says by touch, and in the description it doesn't say anything like it touches the other person or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. It just describes the spell.
So we're going to give it a nice standard 30 feet range. Sound fair?
It sounds more than fair.
Excellent.
Al's also going to use that opportunity when he sees.
Oh no, it does. It's on the when you scroll down, it has another sentence long paragraph. It's just the armor can be created upon the person as long as the spellcaster invokes the spell while touching the intended recipient.
All right,
I don't know why, for some reason, it says freaking other.
Earlier edition, I suppose. So yeah, you'll have to touch him or come up with another plan, or perhaps like that. I'll let you do it when you and Lavin act. But I believe
how long does it last?
A good amount of time.
Might just do it before I even.
Well, if you're gonna do it before, how are you gonna cut yourself? You're gonna have magic armor on.
Right. Okay.
So basically, you have to cut yourself, have him come out, and
I can't cut myself. I'm too strong.
Sorry. What were you saying?
So Al, when he sees the purple glow envelop them, he will take the opportunity to also spend 10 PPE into his power armor to activate his own armor of Ithyn.
Okay, your power armor glows a soft yellow light around it.
Right.
Armor of Ithyn you have. Okay, I think all eyes are on Lavin now. Lavin and Patrick.
How you get so blue casting such spells?
So I guess you're probably just going to have to cut yourself, and then once... So if you cut yourself, you will have your bleeding, and then he'll sense that. We could... if there's a way to cut you beforehand, stifle the bleeding, and then be able to cast a spell after that, you go over and then unstiffen it.
Lavin puts his hand on Patrick's shoulder and says, "It's okay, Patrick. Have faith. I'll be fine." And then walks off
What a beautiful moment.
to go, be angsty and cut himself.
But hey, do you want the armor after you cut yourself?
He looks back and shakes his head no.
Interesting.
What a badass.
Patrick waves goodbye.
Inferno, I have a question that I need your call on. I'm looking over the exorcism right now, and would it be okay if we had we had a conversation before we did this, or not?
Sure. I mean, there was a lot of time between you guys. That's fine. You can
Okay,
you can have a
perfect.
retroactive conversation as long as it's not insane.
I appreciate it. Al would say at some point, the spell that we have to exercise the spirit has a danger to it. The spirit, if it is successfully removed from the body, will attempt to take over another, and that could give us more problems than we already have.
Yeah, that sounds like a terrible idea. Lavin does not like the sounds of that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It-
Can we just kill the bear?
Although the shaman Nilak retorts, legends in my tribe say that once the beast is slain, the spirit escapes to go back into its demonic realm. If you were to rip the spirit from its host, would it not act the same way?
I don't know enough about spirits to judge how it would act.
I know
I
that.
know the old legends, and I trust in the tales passed by my ancestors, told to us by our God. You have my permission, if you are wary, to use the spell to banish the creature, to banish the evil spirit. For truly, it is not the bear's fault. It is possessed by something similar to this man you say was possessed. Does it not deserve its own freedom, its own spirit returned to it?
I think it does. And he would look to the girl. This is your task. It should be your choice.
She says, even though it is a blood hunt, doesn't mean that blood necessarily has to be spilled. It's just that my blood of my kin has been spilled and needs to be avenged. The vengeance is the important thing. Removing that evil spirit, that foul demon, needs to be done. Whether it be by the tip of my spear or the good magic of your voice. If there is a way to do this without harming the bear, then of course we shall do so. But, she says, as we have been honest with you, you must be honest with me. What is the chance that you will succeed in this? What did you call it? An exorcism.
I'm trying to think of how to say this in like
In character, rather than
in
being like,
character.
I have a 63% chance.
Yeah. Well, actually, he could say 50-50. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't.
Will you let us know when it does not work so we then strike?
Yes.
To kill.
Yes, I will certainly let you know.
Good. All right. Retroactive conversation has now been completed.
Yay!
We now turn
Wow.
back to you, to our regular scheduled ambush. Lavin.
Proceed.
You are stepping bravely towards the cave. What would you like to do?
So Lavin would, like, in turn, like, point at everybody and make sure that they're ready. You know, like, kind of be like get a nod back that everyone's ready in position.
Yeah, Bear and Nilak and Bunik all give you a nod. And by the way, as you get into that position, when Ellie said, "Oh, did anyone hear that?" Now you hear something. It's this deep rumbling growl, deep breaths, small snores. God, you hope perhaps it is the acoustics in that cave, because goddamn, that sounds big. That sounds really big, whatever's in there. Oh, also, by the way, Patrick, I almost forgot. Ed, your amulet, it's freaking the hell out.
Oh
Young
shit!
amulet named Ed.
It's really humming, or vibrating, I guess you could say.
Got it.
Okay. But
So-
I'm assuming all the other players give Lavin the thumbs up. We're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I would definitely like to put. I was hesitant to make sure that this was like not the being because my amulet wasn't going off, but since it is, everyone who doesn't have armor, if it does now,
Oh, okay. All
that
right.
except for the person that's going out there.
Okay.
I
Well,
suppose.
everyone else has armor. The only one who doesn't that you know of is probably the uncle, the shaman, Nilak.
Hmm.
So you can put it on him if you like. Everyone else has like conventional armor, unless you want to cast it on top of their armor.
I would definitely like to put it on Shaman Men.
Okay.
I guess he would ask permission for everyone, but it's
The Inuit say they can take care of themselves, no problem. The players, I mean, Bear will take it. You won't say no.
right.
I mean, I won't say no, but I also have it built into my armor, so in case of an emergency, I can just use it myself.
Yeah, because I know Al already has it. I already have it.
In
Does
fact, you
anyone
know
It's
else
really
what?
just Ellie.
I'll spend the ISP and turn mine on.
Okay.
So Ellie and Bear and the Inuits say that they can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So 2 armor of Ithans coming right up.
All right.
Unless
Yeah,
Mila
Brenda.
doesn't. Sorry, Ellie doesn't want it or not.
She doesn't care.
Alright, then you get a poke and big old glowy shield.
What does
Um,
that do?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Oh my
For
god.
the next 40 rounds, which is a pretty good amount of time,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
you will have 100 MDC,
Oh, nice.
and also any magic, fire, lightning, or cold is 1/2 the damage.
Hmm. It's
Hmm,
groovy.
very nice.
Yes. Muy bueno. Okie dokie. So, Lavin, you get the okay from everyone.
All right, I throw my Chaytek rifle on the ground, which is the one with the bayonet, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
and rip off my shoulder armor and throw that on the ground, sort of a couple feet away from me.
All right. Both go down with this thick rocky clunk.
And then I cut the outside of my my left arm is bionic, so I guess I'd have to cut the outside of my right arm.
Uh-huh.
I was about to say, wouldn't it be funny if you cut the wrong
Oil.
arm?
I ruined my bionic arm.
I'm assuming you brandish your hunting blade, your
Yeah,
survival
I have
knife.
I have several throwing knives on me, so I would
Okay,
just use
so
one of
you
those.
brandish your throwing knife, and the cold air greets your arm for a moment, and as you raise up your sleeve to extend a portion of your arm, you cut just a sliver uh, uh, of your throwing knife against your skin, tearing it open, and so cold is it, you can see steam escaping the wound. You and Ellie begin to hear the sound of something stirring inside the cave. What do you do next, Lavin?
I would whisper very quietly, "Embryo, protect me," and fall on top of my gun with my left arm clutching it so that I can ready it
Okay.
quickly.
Can I prepare myself to look like
Yes.
I'm about to leap off?
Yes. You, for lack of a better word, you're steadying yourself ready to leap off. Okay, excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. Lavin crumples to the ground. There's for a moment, for 60, sorry, not 60 seconds, about 30 seconds or so, approximately, you all now start to hear this noise coming from the cave as something begins to stir. You hear thick paws clunk at the stone. And Lavin, are you looking up or looking at the ground or what?
Pure
where are
faith,
your
looking
eyes?
at the ground.
Okay, looking at the ground.
I'm
So
pretending I'm, injured / unconscious, maybe.
okay, so I'm going to describe this for Lavin, and I'm going to describe this for everyone else who have eyes on the front of the cave. But Lavin, all you can do is hear this, I guess you could say, footstep after footstep. And it actually causes small shudders in the rocky ground that you can feel the vibrations underneath of you. It causes the barrel of your rifle to clackle a little bit. Heavy, careful, confident steps, and that sound, that awful sound, that maddening huff coming from some great beast's maw. And you can sense, not only can you sense something large moving towards you, but something awfully wicked and cruel as well. I mentioned before how members of the group had sensed supernatural evil. Well, this thing has an aura amongst it, and it's zoned in on you, Lavin. You can feel in the pit of your stomach it emptying and churning. You can feel this heaviness in your chest. It's almost overwhelming, and the next few seconds seem like minutes. But then, for a small spark, it fades away for a moment. And you remember the moment of Ambriel kissing you on the forehead, filling you up with a comforting warmth. And once again, it visits you. As for the rest, I'm going to just quickly pause because I'm going to get the token ready, and I don't want to I don't want to stammer halfway through my description of this shit. So give me a moment.
Da, 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 da.
So
Okay.
Lavin's dead.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm making a
okay.
new character right now.
Okay, cool.
How many roll? 46? Drop the lowest? Anyway.
Hey,
No.
worst case scenario, you lose your arm, okay?
So
No,
I'm
no.
going to just, as I like to do, I'm going to just kind of describe this. And then if you guys want to make an immediate action, we can go back a couple seconds and let you guys do that. Okie dokie?
Cool.
So don't worry that because I'm so busy describing this thing that I'm ignoring what you want your characters to do. Okay. So the rest of you hear this same huff, these growls, these stirrings, and those closest, which would be Tom, Mila, and Al, would also hear these heavy footfalls. At first, of the shadow of this blue light emanated by the crystals all around you, cast shadows, of course, on the tip of this strange rocky cave on the tip of this asteroid. And first you see what appears to be the white muzzle of a bear, but it is slicked with gore. Frozen blood cascades down its lower jaw, coating its chest like it has bathed in the blood of countless living beings. Its face is massive, nearly the size of Lavin's entire torso. Its nose sniffs the air carefully as it begins to step out more and more. And as you see it fix its black, beady eyes, those of you who see its eyes can see underneath of it bristles absolute madness as it stalks confidently towards Lavin, its ears perked up, aware, about to pounce. And then I give you guys a chance to act. Since you are in ambush, you will start. I'm going to move us all on over, or go ahead and I'll give you guys a link to the initiative screen. I've already put your names there. For those of you who don't have a link, I'll put in Discord in the Rifts channel. There we go. Go ahead and pretty much what you're going to get as an ambush is not only like a free action, but you win initiative, which means each of you gets to act before this demonic bear, this Ningak Pok, gets to act. Okay? So the question is this. You guys have two options on this. You guys can each determine for yourself who acts first and say, okay, I'll go first and I'll go first. Or you guys can just roll your initiative and you guys can act in ambush in terms of that initiative. What would you prefer? Be just determining amongst yourselves or rolling off for initiative? Either way, Ningak Pok is going last.
Well, you know me, I'm a wild card. So I prefer letting the dice
Sure.
take the wheel.
Yeah, I'm all
20!
for that.
Hey!
Okay, so go ahead. Okay, I would like all of you to roll initiative then. And I will roll
It's
initiative.
pretty much just 20. Like there's almost no bonus.
Yeah, unless a few people have bonuses, but you don't.
I don't think I do.
You
Yeah.
19.
It would be there in your
19.
combat
A
stat.
very strong 3.
Okay, 8 and 14. Good stuff. Bunique gets a 8. No, actually, she gets the 14. Ningak. Is it a G? Nilak. I misspelled your name, Nilak. Gets the 8. And what does Bear get? An 18. Actually, he gets a 19. He actually gets a bonus. Because he's a big old wolfin. Who's the big wolfin?
Oh, look at all these 19s.
I know, eh?
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Chaos reigns.
And then Gakpok gets an initiative of 1.
Nice.
But he gets that many actions.
Holy
Spoiler
shit!
Oh, boy.
Whoa!
As he
Oh.
laughs evilly.
Right.
Okay.
That just
Laughs
looks
evilly.
big. We'll show him.
I forgot I'm wearing power armor.
I'm gonna move Blink. I'm gonna
Fuck you,
move Blink
Al.
down.
I'm sorry, I forgot I'm wearing power armor.
No, it's just funny to be like, oh yeah, well I'm wearing power armor. Adds in 2 actions, which is a part of the role, by the way, which is definitely a part of the. Oh yeah, and Bear's leveled up since last time, so he actually has 5 attacks now, like Ellie. They're attack buddies. Okay, are we all in order? Oh no, we need to sort initiatives now.
I can do it.
Oh no, go ahead. You're
Wow,
better
that
at
was
it
in
than I am.
unison.
That
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was-
wow.
Super
Which
unison.
is funny because probably both to me and Burn it didn't sound unison. But
No,
the
it
way
didn't
you
at all.
Showed up through it. Yeah,
It sounded super, like,
That was like same inflection. And
it was
timing.
weird, actually. It was really
Sweet.
weird.
I have to listen to the.
It's like if you tried to line up the sounds and there was just a very slight millisecond echo.
Neat. Well, I'm gonna
Wow.
grab a quick drink too because all this badass describing is making me thirsty.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
And besides, we
you
shouldn't
said
act with
thirsty,
that
not
loud.
horny.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No. Oh man. Controlling
Well.
giant bears makes me super.
I love bears.
Oh my god, no.
No,
All right. We're gonna
I love
stop.
bears.
All right, so I can, if I use my amulet too, I can cast Exorcist 3 times, but that'll suck up like all but 10 of my PBE.
I don't know what my vacuum does.
I don't know either, but
It could be of like bad things, like souls, or it could be of just sickness.
Oh.
Sickness.
Feedback
Hello.
spiral?
Sickness.
The sickness. The da poopa.
So I could try it, but I don't think this is a time for testing.
No,
Oh, it's a
probably.
perfect time for testing.
Well, here's the question
Makes
though.
it fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, here's a question though, Piph. How else are you going to test it?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's no other better time than finding something that is generally possessed. When am I going to have this happen again? But at the same time, if I just slap a thing on him and just be like, I hit the on button, but nothing happened, it's going to turn out bad.
it will swallow your soul.
All right, and then I'm just looking at my character sheet real quick. Inferno, plus 1 to spell strength means that their save is harder by 1, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, your spell is stronger by 1, so it makes it harder for them to save.
cool.
Because they
I'm
have
back.
to roll the dice. Okay, welcome back.
Hello.
I'm ready to get eaten by a bear.
Yay!
Great.
Okay. Well,
I'm glad.
So
that
we
you're ready
start
for
the
this.
ambush. So we're starting the ambush round. So you can only do pretty much the equivalent of about one action to ambush. All right. So nothing major.
Mhm.
But Tom, go ahead. I mean, nothing that takes 15 fucking seconds, right?
oh,
Right.
I guess I'm just gonna lob a firebolt at it, or
Okay.
should I wait?
Mhm.
No.
Up
Let's
to
go firebolt.
This is an ambush.
Yeah.
you.
So
All right. Yeah.
that's
Pretty
gonna
much, you're
be-
going to be acting at the same time as everyone else. So maybe with a split second different. So you can see pretty much the top of its head at this point.
Okay.
So you can either do an aim shot to its head,
Mhm.
or you can do just a main shot to its body, and it gets practically like a cover bonus of like 80%.
Oh. What's the penalty
I
for a
suggest the
headshot?
aim shot to the head.
Yeah. What's the
Headshot is minus. Give me 2 seconds. Someone didn't have his custom combat guide open. Now he
Head
does. And he's
in
scrolling.
normal human size would be, I think, in -6.
-6.
Minus 6, but this, remember, I described this head as big as Lavin's torso, so I'm gonna just give it a -1.
I'm
Oh.
really skinny.
I'll take that -1 to the market. Absolutely. 7 does not hit.
You might
So
be
the
close
fireball
enough.
erupts from your hands and unfortunately hits the stone at the tip of the cavern entrance, causing it to shatter out in flames, melting the ice on it, but unfortunately missing. Ellie, you said you were ready to pounce. You've readied yourself to pounce.
Yeah. So how much is just his head showing?
Yeah. Well, actually, you're a little bit closer. Actually, we should probably moved you a little bit closer because you said you were ready to pounce.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move you to like right here.
Okay.
And so from your vantage point, you can see his shoulders as well. His shoulders and his head, and I guess his front paws.
So, Inferno, what I would like to do
Yeah.
is leap on top of this motherfucker and ride him like a bull in a rodeo.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. So
I didn't see that coming. No, wait, I did.
Okay, so the jumping isn't the hard part. It's the landing and gripping on that is trickier.
That is usually the case.
And I do have that giant, or the wood, or not wood, the stone
Thing in your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this thing is quite big, so the target isn't going to be difficult. Let's see here. So we'll have it's going to be weird, but it's going to be kind of like you doing a jump kick, except you're jumping with your entire body. So it'll be a roll to strike. You'll have to be a called shot to get onto like the perfect spot on his shoulders. So first and foremost, we're going to have you land on it, and then we'll do the grabbing thing secondary. So go ahead and roll 1d20. Have a penalty of no penalty.
Okay. So
Because you're landing on its main body.
Just straight D20 then?
Yeah, straight D20. Add your to strike bonus.
Oh, okay. Just my
Because it's like an attack that you're doing, except you're
my big okay.
Yeah, you definitely land on it. You land on it perfectly, which is going to help. So actually what it is, because you landed it on it so well, it'll counterbalance the penalty you would have gripping on with just one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have augmented strength, and this isn't quite a grapple because he can't really do much about it. Like it'd be different if you were having like a grapple off and it'd be his strength versus yours, right? But all you really want to do is hang on and ride this thing, right?
Yeah.
You don't happen to have any horsemanship or riding exotic animal skill, do you?
I mean, I can look, but I'm pretty sure I don't.
Pretty sure you don't. Okay,
Pretty
just want to be sure.
I got the motorcycle.
So what we're going to do, and now you have augmented strong physical strength, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to say is, by default right now, you're going to grip onto him no problem. So you're on him, you've gripped onto him. When it is his action next, he'll probably want to try to shake you off maybe. Perfect. And when he does, then we'll do opposing rolls.
Okay.
But now everyone sees Mila soar from the sky. I don't know, with a yell. Sorry, Ellie soar from the sky and land with a thunk right on this thing's back, right below its head. And Ellie isn't an incredibly petite person, but she's not very large either, and she is dwarfed in size of this thing. This creature is 15 feet long and at least 8 feet wide. And so Ellie kind of is dwarfed in comparison to this giant demonic mad bear. No, don't use your action there. Actually, yeah, you do use an action, even though you're ambushing. I'm so stupid. Okay, there we go. So that's Ellie and Tom. Bear will
Look horrified.
kinda. He will. What he'll have to do is he's gonna squeeze through here, but that's gonna take more than one action. So all he can do right now is squeeze through. He wasn't anticipating Ellie jumping on him, so he was playing on some sort of a ranged attack. But now that he wants to be literally by her side in case something goes wrong, so he's spending his action to squeeze through, giving a shout of surprise. Lavin, you hear some commotion.
Yeah. So, well, I'm pretty sure I heard Ellie go like "rawr," whatever she did. She jumped onto this thing.
She's actually said something very snarky. I'm far too tired to come up with something snarky, but it's oddly snarky for Ellie.
And you hear an explosion above the top of the cave, which was Tom's fireball.
So I think Lavin would like to just do like a quick kind of roll away and try and stick his arm back in the piece of armor that he left on the ground in front of him.
Ooh, okay. Well, you can grab the armor no way. You can roll no problem. That'll just take an action. Now, we're going to do kind of a bit of it's a weird thing. It's a skill right now. Like, there's a chance that you, like, perfectly put your arm in one fluid motion, right? What's your physical prowess? PP.
1, I think.
Sorry, what was it?
Sorry, 19.
19. Okay, great. So with 19, 20, 60, 57. Okay, so roll a D100, and if you get 57 or lower, then you have the prowess to get it done in one action. If you fail, then you fumble a little bit and you're not able to get your arm in this round. So you fumble a little bit, just through the angle that you're in and everything like that. You fumble, but you still have like your rifle. You can even grab your rifle if you want. You can
the plan was to hold on to my rifle with my left hand and try and just my other arm into the
armor. Yeah. So you fumble a little bit, but I will tell you, if you try that action again for your next action, you get it in no problem. Okay, Patrick.
Okay. No, you said I can't do a 15-second action right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll just hold my action, because if I use any of it, I could not be able to use the spell because of the clothing penalty.
Gotcha. Okay. Bunik. Well, she swings around the corner and tries to jab her spear into this thing's neck. 20. There'll be a -1. So, oh no, that just makes it a +2. Oh, she succeeds. Oh, good job.
Good NPC.
Yes. So her spear goes and it the smooth stone spear tip rakes against the side of its neck, cutting into its flesh, creating probably about a foot-long scratch along its neck, but doesn't pierce deep right into it. But she draws first blood, and she gives some sort of war cry in her native language that none of you quite understand. Nilak begins. No, he has to have the same rules as everyone else. He holds his turn to cast his spell. Ow.
Same thing. I'm gonna cast exorcism, so I hold.
Okay. And now the ambush is over. And now Ningak Pak is fucking pissed.
Ha!
This is supposed to be an easy meal. With an immense roar, it both begins to shake itself from left to right before taking a swipe of a massive paw towards Bunique. So that's one action. So first we'll do the shaking motion. He's not shaking incredibly hard. It's just like there's this pest on my back type of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll a 1d20, and I'll have you roll a 1d20, and I'll give you a bonus of +4,
Okay.
and I'll have no bonus, and whoever wins gets to stay on.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh.
So he shakes you off, and you begin to lose your footing, and you begin to slide down the side. You don't get thrown off, but you lose your grip, your fitting. So you're beginning to slide down its side. I'm going to give you an option. You can either slide completely off onto the rocky ground, or you can let go of your stone spear/club and grip on and stay on top of the bear.
I'm gonna let go of the stone
Okay.
thing and
Okay.
keep on.
So you cast aside the stone and it falls to the ground about a foot away from you, actually between you and bear. So it is in this location right here. And you grab out and with your hand, and you manage to steady yourself on the mad demon bear. Now it's going to just do its swipe at oh yeah, and she is definitely, she cannot parry that thing. That paw is as big as her head. She does not have the strength to parry that, so she is going to try and no. She's going to do a simultaneous attack.
Oh, what a badass!
Go Banique. Steely-eyed and with her faith in the magic that her uncle protected her in, she stabs at its face as it swipes at her. So first she has to roll to hit. Yeah, hitting in the face. Oh, awesome.
So fucking cool.
Yeah, so now it is. I just got double check its damage. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh fuck. All right.
That's not good.
All right. 3d6 plus 6. Oh, hello, period.
Oh no.
Does 18 points of damage to her armor. Making a quick note of that here. Okay. And she does 2 to the face. Okay. So
That seems like a fair trade.
Not really. Well, once to her body. So the paw strikes at her chest, and a flash of purple light protects her, but it also knocks her back, causing her to stumble a few feet. But she manages to keep her footing. And she manages to pierce its cheek just slightly, causing a small hole in its cheek with her spear tip. But because she was knocked back, she wasn't able to give it a full proper thrust. So that is its action. Top of the order to Tom.
Okay, so did it move out further?
Yes, it did. When it attacked and tried to shake out, it moved out further. Now you can see its upper back as well, as its front paws and its big angry head. Its paws are swiping. You can see. Here's the only problem, though. Ellie's on its back.
Yeah.
So
So I'm going to try and do a called shot to the head again.
okay, roll it. Same penalties.
So -1 and bam! This time I hit.
Go ahead. All right, roll damage.
7.
Okay. Let me just double check here. Plus round. Okay. So you manage to strike it right in between its right between its ears. But when the smoke and the steam clears from that fireball, sizzling and striking its target, you're left a little bit underwhelmed. Its fur is perhaps very, very slightly singed, but you've attacked beings like this before. This should have more of an impact, but it's not.
Okay.
Out of character, mechanic-wise, your mega damage firebolts are only seeming to do half damage.
Okay.
Okay, so that's Tom for his action.
Mhm.
Ellie, you're on the back of the bear.
Can I climb back up
Yep.
towards its head?
Sure, definitely. And you know what? You can do something else too, because it's only a few feet away. You have an excellent climbing skill. I'll still have you roll for it, but you can do something more than just show up at its head.
I want to punch its eye.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so go ahead and give me a climbing check. Make it harder by 20, because this guy doesn't want you on him, and he ain't no Rocky Cliff.
Oh, I make it. Oh, just barely.
Really? I don't see the roll.
It's a 92. You didn't see it?
Yeah, no,
Nope.
not yet. Oh, there
There
it
it
is.
is.
Just some
Well,
light.
I mean, it was a
Okay.
2. It was just
Wow,
a 2.
spoiler.
Okay.
There it goes.
Anyways, you make it, so you climb up to its head, and then you swing and you try to punch it in the eye. Now you're right there, the eye's right there, so it's going to be a called shot to the eye. Instead of the typical, I think it's like a -9, it's only going to be a -3 to strike. And you
Oh,
get your 2-strike bonus.
Okay. Why do I have so many tabs? Because it's been too long since I battled last. Okay, so I'm sorry, you said it was a -3?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a 6.
Mhm.
Uh,
You hit it right in between its forehead, but because it's thrashing around or whatever, you miss its eye, unfortunately.
Darn
But
it.
for a moment, your palm does obfuscate its view, but only for a split second.
Well, that's something.
Yep. Bear moves up next to you, and he actually calls out your name, grabs the club. Sorry, calls out Ellie's name. He grabs the club, and he's going to toss it to you.
Oh, yeah.
So
Go
he's
bear.
going to just roll a throw, pretty much.
Alley-oop.
It hits your main body, for lack of a better word. So you just have to reach out and catch it. Do you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You catch it. He tosses it to you.
Oh, good old bear.
11. Like I said, you can put your hand in the gauntlet with no penalty at all if you spend this action, and you can do something else. Say something.
Can I move? I want to move.
Yeah, definitely move.
See.
Definitely move.
If Dark Souls has taught me anything, fighting a big creature like this, you want to be directly underneath it.
You
So I'm
don't,
gonna-
or you do?
Oh, you do.
Oh
So I'm
my
gonna get
god!
Right
you got balls
underneath
of
it.
steel, dude.
Right underneath it,
Jesus.
between its forelegs, with my bayonet pointed up at its underbelly.
Okay.
And if I can poke it, I'll do that too.
You
But
know what?
that's
I'll
the
let you poke it, but we'll use up your other action. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
So-
so it'll take 2 actions for you to get in the gauntlet, roll underneath of it, which you can do without penalty, and then jut upwards. So I'm going to tell you this: to strike is going to he's a massive bear right above you. Just don't roll a fucking 1.
Okay. Well, I don't even know. I'm assuming that this is not considered a sword, right?
No, it's considered a short. Well, it's a 2-foot-long spear tip, so it's its own. Oh, sorry, I guess I should give you stats. It does 1d8 damage plus any strength bonus you might have. Like a bonus to damage. If you go on your character sheet on the second page where you have all your combat stats on the left there might be a bonus to damage,
No,
right?
my strength is pretty low. I don't think I have a strength bonus.
But I thought you had like a robot arm.
oh, that's
Doesn't
true.
that give you like a physical strength?
Like
Yeah,
18
like-
robotic.
It says robotic strength 18.
And what strength does that robotic arm give you?
18.
18, so that should give you some bonus to damage. Let me check here.
It does.
Yeah, I never saw anything.
It
Maybe I
absolutely
never-
does.
Yeah, give me just 2 seconds, and I'll let you know, and then you'll know this for the future. There,
Sure,
Lavin.
yeah.
So you do the Dark Souls method. I do the Shadow of the Colossus method.
Either way,
Nice.
this this bear is getting attacked from all fucking angles.
It is a
Uh,
+3.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, so you'll have a +3 to damage. So yeah, just roll 1d20. I know you have strike bonuses, but just don't roll a 1, really.
Okay.
Great. So now you can roll 1d8 +3. That's how much damage you do. 5.
Yay.
That's good. You poke a large hole. You gouge it right in the gut there. This dark red blood begins to seep down the stone spear tip and down the barrel of your gun as you gave it a good stab. But this thing is just so massive. It doesn't look like that one wound is going to really slow it down, but you heard it. That's Lavin's actions. Patrick.
I'm going to try to cast that spell.
What
the
spell? Exorcism?
spell.
Exorcism?
I was going to give him Magic Pigeon, but yeah, Exorcism seems like a good idea.
Okay, so we're going to
Such
use
a better idea.
Yeah.
we're going to use half your actions. And now roll me a d100 to see if it takes the other 2 actions too. It doesn't. Good. All right. I think it's just up to me to save, right?
Yep. And whatever the save is, make it harder by 3.
Okay. Because one is because of your spell strength. What's the other 2? Is it
Spell
all
strength.
because of your, oh my god. I forgot you really leveled up being a magician.
Yeah.
Give me just 2 seconds. I just want to make sure I have the right exorcism. Okay. 12 by spell. Okay, so it's actually 15 because of spell. Now I just need to double check his bonus to save versus magic. Initiative, parry, dodge. I forgot horror factor again, but you were all blessed by the angel. You're not scared. Really. You're kind of scared, but not super scared, like I described with Lavin. No, he has no bonuses to save versus spell. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh boy.
So I need to roll above a 15? Yes. To save. I do.
Oh.
So, Patrick begins to enchant the spell, and for a moment, the bear pauses its attacks, and it begins to shudder and shiver, but its eyes stay mad as it gives this awful roar. Patrick, you realize that whatever evil spirit is within it was not exorcised.
Got it.
Bunique. Make sure to spend the PPE as well.
Absolutely. I am keeping track of that.
Okay.
Yes.
Bunique goes off to the side of the bear. She's recollected herself. And she says in very, very broken English as she stabs at the bear, to fight brave warriors. And she missed the with part, but she doesn't know English very well. And she stabs at it, at its main body, succeeding.
I really hope she just takes down this beast.
But she only pairs it a glancing blow, unfortunately. It doesn't bother. By the way, the bear doesn't bother to defend itself at this point. It has things on top of it. Okay, Nilak begins to incant a spell as well. I'll have it use 2 actions. And Nilak's spear begins to glow a bright orange color. He's going to give her some bonuses to hit. Al.
I am going to jump on the exorcism train.
Okay, toot.
Toot.
What bonus to spell strength do you have?
+1.
Okay, so he has to roll above a 13. Please spend half of your actions.
Okay.
And your PPE.
Correct.
And let's roll. I almost rolled 2d30 for some reason.
Whoa.
I don't know why I did that, but this thing once again,
Oof.
it this time it doesn't even shudder. Your spell, it affected it, but this thing that is possessed, this bear, has just grabbed over its heart and its mind, and it's not letting go. You fail, Zors. Now, is there a penalty for failing?
It doesn't say it in the.
It doesn't say you can keep on trying, can you?
It actually does. Hang on. It says.
I'm sorry. I'm saying it doesn't say you can't keep trying. My bad.
If the evil force. Oh no! Wait, hang on. That's different. I think. I think it says that you can.
If the evil force fails in both attempts to take possession,
an exorcism can be repeated by the same character on the same victim as often as needed.
Perfect.
The sorcerer has sufficient PPE.
Yeah, as long as you guys have your PPE and you are keeping track of it, so we're all good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's Al's action. It's okay. It's time for Big Ol' Bear. It is going to. Oh my goodness, what is it going to do? It's.
Did he drop? I think he may have dropped. You can tell him that he
no.
dropped.
Oh no!
The bear's just gonna fall asleep. It's done. It's like, this is too much trouble. Go back in my cave, fall asleep.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. There you
Can't
go.
hear me
Hello?
Hello.
You guys got like a huge lag spike. All of your things just came all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that
so
too.
Weird.
It must be. I don't know what. It must be Discord. It must be Discord.
Well, this is
Either
the
way.
first time we've had problems.
Yeah, exactly. And I have super sweet lead internets. So anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going to. So this thing is going to do 2 attacks. I've already knocked it off in the combat chart. It's going to take another swipe at Nalak. Sorry, not Nalak. Bunik. Why did I give you similar names, Inuit? Because they had meaning, and I thought it was cool. All right. Hitting her. She is fearless, especially inspired by Lavin and Ellie. So she is, once again, she's going to burn her last action to do a simultaneous attack. She is once again going to try to strike it in its head. Failing, but hitting the main body, so she'll probably hit its chest. So time for them to trade damage. Let's see here, 3d6. So another 18. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, even with her extra bonus, she wasn't going to hit it in the head. That's fine. Roll 1d8. Oh, but she gets it really hard.
Oh, nice.
In the chest. So Nilak stabs with her spear, and it embeds itself all 2 inches. Not 2 inches. 1 foot into its chest, causing a spurt of blood. But with a roar, it once again claws at her with claws as sharp as knives as it rakes against her chest. Once again, another purple light flashing, protecting her, knocking her back, but she's able to wrench the spear away, ready for another strike. Unfortunately, the demon bear, Ningak Puck, then all of a sudden stands on its hind legs and comes down on Lavin, trying to bite at his helmet. He's trying to make a bite attack at your head, Lavin. So human
Can
head.
that be bionically replaced?
No. I got bad news. No. So to hit your head is a -6, so that's good because it's rolling 1d20 -3. It misses.
Wow.
Completely. You can hear a huff and a grunt as its giant maw snaps just outside of your head.
Dark Souls has trained me well.
Yep. So that's its actions. Top of the order, Tom.
All right. Let's just lob another firebolt.
Okie dokie. At its head, I reckon. Same attack as before. Okay.
So there you go. 18.
Yeah, you hit its head. Roll damage.
5.
Okay. Once again, you singe the tip of its left ear, but don't do really lasting damage, unfortunately. At least not yet.
Okay.
Ellie, you got a club in one hand. You got bear fur in the other.
Going for that eye.
Okay. Yeah, same as before. What I say the penalty was? -3? Yeah.
Yes.
1d20 -3. Now, you might get a bonus because you have WP blunt weapons, right? So you probably have a bonus to strike. Let me look at your character sheet for you, too, just to help you out. I want to make sure you get every single percentage
it's a
point.
+3 to strike and parry. For
Oh,
one.
perfect. Perfect. So actually, just do your base to strike bonus then.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god.
Bam!
You critically hit it in the fucking eye. Roll damage. So it would be 1d8.
1d8. Okay.
Plus your strength bonus, and then we're going to double it.
My strength bonus. What's my strength bonus?
Yeah, like sorry, bonus to damage.
Your
bonus to
damage bonus.
Oh,
So-
my damage bonus. Oh,
Sorry.
oh. Uh-oh.
It looks like Niak is wrong. Weapon was designed for swinging.
Oh my god, you do 30 points to its fucking eye.
Oh my god!
Remember when I said
God.
it had 2 eyes brimming with madness? Nope. It now has
As,
1 eye.
As she brings the I guess this makeshift club down on the eye, she'll say, "It looks like you could use a shut eye." Eh.
Oh my god. Well, shut eye is exactly what happens because your stone weapon smashes into not only its eye but its entire eye socket. This is a massive bear, so its eye is the size of a closed fist. And you smash it so perfectly, the momentum comes crashing right down. Its eye turns into a mushy pulp, and its entire ocular bone around it caves in. It gives a huge, bleeding roar of rage, but also pain, as it is savagely wounded in the head. And you can hear both Nilak and Bunique give a massive cheer in victory as you harm this demon bear. Okay, that's your action. See, it couldn't even dodge because you naturally 20. Even I don't even know if it could technically dodge that. Either way, you fucking hurt it bad. Okay, regular bear also gives an encouraging not remark. It's a passing remark, he says in battle. No, an encouraging cry to you, Ellie, as he encapsulates the distraction of it and tries to do a cold strike to its head. He's going to try to bury that stone knife into its temple. So it's going to be -1 for him to strike. So that just gives him a +4. Oh my god.
There.
This is a little anticlimactic, but depending on how he rolls damage. Anyways, I'm not going to say it. Because that was massive damage to his head.
Anticlimactic is the best climactic.
Big
Da,
16.
da, da.
That's enough by 1. Okay, so sure enough, Bear slides his dagger, juts out with his dagger, and he hits it true right in the temple of the beast as it embeds itself right to the hilt into its head. That stone cutting it far deeper than any sort of mega damage blade. It buries itself, and the bear, the giant demon bear, Ningak Pok, sways on its feet a little bit. It gives another blind swing at Bear that he easily dodges. Another quick snap at Lavin's head, which misses by feet as it begins to stumble and sway. In its death throes, it begins to slump over. Lavin, it's going to land on you if you don't do something. You can go ahead and do something.
I'd try and
roll out of the way.
Yeah.
So once again, we're going to be using your physical prowess to help you with this. This is going to be an average difficulty. So it's triple your PP score, which is, I believe it was a 19. So once again, it's a 57. Roll D100. If you get under 57, you get out in time. If you get over, then something get cut. Oh, okay. You just barely get out. And as it slumps over, unfortunately, it has pinned your left foot underneath its massive bulk as it slumps to the ground, dead. Crimson blood soaking along the icy, rocky outcropping beneath it. As a moment of silence falls in the air, as it is broken by Bunique, who gives a final cheer and with the nod of her father, buries her spear into the crown of the bear, piercing it completely. As she does so, the shaft of her spear begins to glow this soft white light as something, each of you catches a glimpse, almost like something is evaporating from inside the bear and escaping through the spear tip until it wisps out into the air. The bear is defeated. The demon bear, Ningakpok, as the Inuit assemble by the dead beast's side. Lavin, if you like, with time you can wrench your left foot out from underneath its hide, but it would be made easier if someone assisted him. Would anyone help Lavin?
How about I fire my jetpack?
Okay, are you sure you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay. You fire jetpack. Roll me a piloting skill, please.
Gotta get out, man. Guy's got my foot pinned. Let's see.
Okay, you succeed by 13. So you engage your jetpack, and sure enough, it does what it's supposed to do. It catapults you quite deftly out from underneath the bear, at least your left foot. And thankfully, you're able to cut off the engine and steer it enough that you don't go slamming into this rock. You instead kind of go away, bear. You kind of steer yourself off this way as it peters out, and you are safe and sound. Your armor gets a little dinged up from the rocks, bouncing up and down from them, but not enough to do any mega damage. So your armor isn't damaged at all.
Patrick is focused on Ed.
Now, Ed, as it begins its death throes, this is the interesting thing, Patrick. The vibrations continue up until the shaman's niece plunges the spear into its head. Then it stops suddenly and doesn't move at all.
Right. As Patrick was about to climb the rock in front of him, he stops and breathes a large sigh of relief as he untenses and tries to rejoin his party.
Okay. Bear moves over to the dead beast's side to assist Ellie in getting down if she asks if she needs it.
She'll accept it, and she'll give him a pat on the shoulder and say, "Good job, big guy."
Yes, you too. I was concerned for a moment, but I forgot how much you've grown, Nora.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else the players want to do? The NPCs obviously have something they want to say about this.
I'm gonna get down from up here.
Sure. Before I have the NPCs celebrate and thank you, there's something else each of you should do. Go ahead, and I would like everyone to roll me a D100, please.
The old mysterious roll me a D100, eh?
90 and below,
love
your
it.
head explodes.
Yeah,
Oh
right.
boy.
Yes.
Yay! My head
Okay.
explodes.
Patrick, as you get off the rock and move towards the group, you begin to hear something. In your mind, it's almost like something's reaching out for you. It's this low, thudding. Well, I guess it's like a song. It's almost like drums being pounded, perhaps the rattle of a tambourine, and this low, dulcet, powerful voice. It's singing in your mind, and it's coming from the direction of the slain polar bear. It's not Jumanji.
Damn it.
I guess Patrick would approach.
Okay. As you approach and the rest of the group assembles, I'm assuming by the Inuit pair?
Sure.
Okay. The Inuit pair, everyone begins to assemble by the defeated Ningak Pok. As the shaman and his niece offer final prayers and congratulations. Once again, Nilak does the ritual in which all of you can understand him. And they say with big smiles on their faces, and tears have kind of streamed down. Give me a moment. Streamed down Bunique's face as she says, "Thank you. This was. I'm not too certain I could have fought this beast alone. Perhaps my hands would have been. Perhaps my fate would have been in the hands of our gods, but with you, victory was certain. My kin can rest safe, and our village will be protected now. Thank you for what you've done. She looks to her uncle, we do not have anything to pay you with, but our gratitude. And if you ever need to come to our village, Nasok, you will be welcomed as heroes, not as strangers, whether you be elf or wolf man or human. You will all be welcome. You will feast under my family's roof and be treated as friends."
That is a great honor. Thank you.
"You have done us a great honor," says Nilak, as he looks towards the carcass. "Although it is unfortunate we weren't able to rip the evil spirit from this bear, we will still honor it, not as the demonic beast it was possessed, but as the noble creature of nature as it truly was." The rest of you begin to hear this same drums and rattlings and low chanting sound. First it's a whisper, but it begins ever more present. And as Nilak and Bunique talk to you, congratulate you, it becomes more and more apparent it's coming from that bear. That slain bear.
Sorry, what's coming from the bear?
Well, Lavin, you would probably recognize it the most. You remember hearing soft songs, a soft, pleasant song when you buried that strange rock, that strange gem in that sacred ground, waiting for the spirit to be released. It reached out to your mind and sang to you. This is a similar sensation, but it's a different song.
Anybody hear that noise?
The Inuit shake their head, confused.
Lavin would put his hand on the bear and quietly say to himself, well, give a quick thanks to Embryo for protection, but also ask, is this the path? Is this part of the path that we're on? Is this our destiny?
You, at the word of your incantation of destiny, you hear a slight positive in your head, and you feel in your mind almost like it's a burning ember deep within the bear itself, burning in the yearning to be free.
Something seems unfinished here, says Lavin.
Patrick would walk up to Levin. If I could have a guess at what this is, it seems like what we are looking for might be in the bear. What
That
better way
seems
to
awfully
protect it?
convenient.
Well, it wouldn't stash it in its cave. It could be taken or stolen. Inside of it, it had to die to let go of such things. Things.
Okay, do I have anything more specific? Because from what I'm given to work on here, I'm thinking of just literally carving the spirit.
Yeah, we might want to ask out of character, we might want to ask the Inuits general permissions for this, since they seem to have a
Yeah, I guess
they
it
want
might
to
be kind
respect
of
the
fucked
care.
up.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Does anybody want to take this? Or
I
Say, do
think
you mind if we cut open the bear?
I think one of the beings that we're supposed to that we are trying to rescue might be inside this bear, and that might entail getting to its stomach. Any objections?
is Inferno around? Is he
No.
gone again?
Did we lose him?
I'm gonna say no, or that the
No.
Inuits are really deep in thought about this whole question.
Like, what the
He's
hell
just
are they
staring you
doing?
down
Wait,
like, how
its
dare
stomach.
you?
Hey, while we're waiting, so did anyone else notice that they seem to have a spell that could tell if we were telling the truth or not?
I don't
No,
think that was it. I think they were just looking for demons.
No. He cast a spell with his bones when they asked us the questions, and when we answered, they looked at each other and nodded.
I think that was just they cast two
Seems to be some
spells.
level.
One was to understand us, and the other one that they at least said that they did was to check if we had demons.
Oh my god.
Hi.
My
Hey,
internet
Inferno.
disconnected for like a brief moment. Like
So-
it
Oh, there we
wasn't
go.
just a lag spike. It was like it lost connection.
Are you sure? Or tell us.
I'm Telus.
Weird, man. Me too. My internet's fucking bing bang.
You see, well, mine has too up until this very moment. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Weird. Anyway, go ahead.
Let me answer
Where'd you
your
drop out?
question. You guys were gonna ask the Inuit if it was okay to carve them open, and I was responding, but then you couldn't hear me, so it's all good.
Ellie asked.
Yeah. And Nilak would say, well, it wouldn't be forbidden. He says, our customs demand that we do not take or cook the flesh of this beast, since its agony of being possessed would make it a poor meal and it would be a wrong custom, but simply cutting it open to see the contents of itself is not sacrilege to our customs. Thank you for asking, but you are free to do as you wish.
Don't worry, I have no plans to eat a giant demonically possessed bear. That's
You are wise.
not in the cards at the moment. All right.
Okay.
If nobody objects, can I I'm Lavin.
No
Go right
one
ahead.
objects.
By
Pull
all
the old
means.
vibroblade and just start digging.
Yeah,
go
well, I
for it.
believe you actually. I
Sick
believe
fuck.
do you have the hunting skill? Because I believe that helps you skin or prepare animals. I believe.
I do
Um,
not. Nope.
Hunting
Oh, I-
doesn't do that. It adds a bonus to skin and prepare animal hides.
Oh, there is a skill called skill and prepare animals. So you don't have that
I-
skill, Lavin?
I
No.
have that though.
Okay. Okay. Well.
I have vibro swords as well.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
Okay,
I
well,
have
if
that
you want to
too.
take over and look, it's all you, man.
Well,
I
no.
will
This is
do.
what we'll do. This is what we'll do. Is we'll have Lavin dig around a little bit. I'll have you do an unskilled check of rolling in 1d20. If you get below 20%, bingo. If not, you might be ruining around in its guts for
Wait.
quite some time.
1d20 if I get below
Sorry.
20%?
1d100, and if you get under 20.
Okay.
You don't. So what happens is that Lavin takes out his vibroblade. He begins kind of piercing, and you can kind of see both Ellie and Tom notice that if he wants to get to its guts, its intestines, its stomach, Lavin has gone too high up. He's
I'm just
actually gone
randomly carving through
Well,
this
no,
thing like
no, not randomly, but you're
somewhere.
what you're doing is you're hitting its lower chest cavity because it's such a massive bear. So right now you're just getting a lot of sinew and muscle right now, and you don't see anything. But you can keep on trying, or one of the other players could maybe intervene or give him a little tip or two.
I don't know anything about bear.
I just realized I don't know either. Tom, it's all up to you.
I would like to roll a skin and prepare animal hides.
Roll it. Yeah, no penalty.
All right.
I don't suppose medical doctor would help.
No, it is not a human or humanoid. You're good.
Boom. 69 out of
Oh,
75.
Sexiest number. Sexiest number. Go ahead. Anyways, do you want to say something? Like if a
No,
better way of doing
Levin,
this.
you're too far up. You're gonna need to go down further towards its stuff.
It's a boy bear.
Yeah. You need to go further towards the junk. I know
Want
it
me to
seems
carve up
like
his junk. You
no.
think it's in there?
Here, let me.
Okay, I
You know how to tickle my humor.
I'll take
Plunge
my
deep
sword
inside that
and
bear.
see. I'm cutting further down.
You go ahead. You go ahead. Do it up.
Okay.
I'm
And-
happy to let Tom carve.
Okay, all
I
right.
will dig
Okay,
inside
so
of its
after a little
intestines.
discussion, Tom will take the knife and cut through, and sure enough, lodged in its stomach, you pass away. Some of its intestines and guts kind of spill out onto the floor, steaming up, causing plenty of vapor to escape as the warm body meets the very, very cold air. And sure enough, opening up its stomach comes out, thankfully, only just some digestive fluid and what appears to be this black rock that looks like a fossilized bit of coal. And the second it hits your hand, Tom,
Mhm.
you know that is definitely one of the things you're here for.
Okay.
That's one of the spirits of light in there.
I will raise it up to show the whole party and go, "Yep, this is one of them."
It's slicked in blood, but yeah.
Here.
There you go.
Oh, so I guess we got to take it back to that tree, huh?
Yeah. If I recall correctly, I think there's another one laying around here in this cavern
There's two
somewhere.
others.
Two
Okay,
others,
two
yeah.
more. So, like you saw, that this he's gonna explain to the two Inuits that this is the rock that we were trying to find. This actually houses the spirit, the spirit of light that we were talking about earlier. There's a certain place that we need to go to free them.
Nilak nods and he says, I can sense something special amongst that, although I cannot put into words. A song in my mind yearning.
Yeah, you hear it too. Exactly.
I do now that has reached the air.
Yeah.
Bunique pipes up and she says, you have assisted me in my blood hunt. Since by the sounds of your words, you have more to do here. Me and my uncle will happily accompany you and assist you in finishing your quest as well, if you will have us.
That sounds great to me.
Patrick nods.
Sure.
Yeah.
Lavin shrugs.
What did he say?
Drop, drop.
Sorry, Lavin shrugs.
Oh.
Oh.
Got chips in my mouth and it wasn't expecting.
Damn you, Chips!
Yeah,
Wonderful.
lame work.
Woo!
Excellent. Well, with that, I think we'll wrap up the session. But I'm going to move your tokens more into this large chamber. And I'll tell you, actually, you know what? Let's not wrap it up just yet. With the Inuit allies in tow, you guys have 3 options of directions you can go. And you can kind of maybe ponder this and get ready for it next time. Sound fair?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, as you explore this massive chamber that has these stone protuberances coming up from them, as you scout around, you notice 3 different tunnels. 3 tunnels that seem to go. It appears now very clearly that you're on at least the top of the segment of this asteroid or meteor that you're supposed to be. And there's 3 segments in which it burrows down into the asteroid itself. The first is the smallest of holes, smallest of pockmarked entrances. It's only about 6 feet tall and 3 feet wide, and it descends somewhere very, very dark. But in the very end, you can almost see the colors of some brightly colored crystals off glimmering in the distance. So darkness with tiny, tiny pink and orange and blue lights in the distance, twinkling. The next entrance, the second entrance here, is also is a little bit larger than the first, approximately 10 feet tall and 8 feet wide, and it seems to be going deep down at a very steady incline. And Mila, with her excellent hearing, can hear small drops of water plunking down on the plinking and plunking and whatnot, which is very strange because that implies that there is some sort of liquid in its liquid form and not a frozen form. So sounds of drops hitting water is your clue for that one. And the last one is the largest entrance down into the asteroid. It is a massive 50-foot wide and 15 feet tall giant massive pit that almost goes into a natural ramp down into the asteroid. And it is here where those large crystal pillars still stand. And you can see quite clearly an open pathway winding its way down, deep, deep into the asteroid itself. But it's almost like a large valley path marked with more and more of these strange crystals that are jutting up from the asteroid surface. But this time it's descending down onward. So with that, I'll probably explain it again at the top of next turn, but it kind of gives you guys something in mind to want to explore next. But with that, we'll wrap up the session with your success in killing Ningak the Mad, the demon bear that plagued the village of the 2 Inuit, Nilak and Bunik. And you found yourselves new allies and one of the spirit stones, for lack of a better word, that you came here to liberate.
Woo!
Congratulations. I look forward to next session.
Yeah, it was fun.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Woot woot.
That was pretty great.
Yeah, it was fun. Great. Well, thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Nice.
Bye. Also, don't forget there's no stream tomorrow. We moved it to today.
Oh, yeah.
We just did it. We did it today.
Yeah. Because stuff. Anyways, okay, bye.
Bye now.